Yeah. All right. Get things going. Got my got a ceiling fan going, directly above me. So if you catch any feedback, I have a ceiling fan like directly above me. I like to stay cool, you know. But welcome to Sea Monster Live number 48. Um, Getting back into Transformers, um, which I hadn't really touched on since when was the last stream I did on Transformers? It had to have been. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, the the that's right. The stream that I did on the Mrs. Military propaganda Transformer bid back in November. So, all right. I was about to say, I was like, wait, was it like? It's like, was it the Double Ultimate Revenge of the Fallen one? No, it wasn't. It was it was back in November. The DT Revenge of the Fallen one that was in October, last October. So last November was the last time I covered anything Transformers related uh on this show. Um, just kind of keep an eye out. Guess here. Uh, uh, yeah. Yep. So kind of wait around people. Hmm. I guess I'll have to see what I'll be doing after today after this stream, depending on how long this one will be. Which I don't expect this one to be 10 hours long, but just knock on wood here. God, I hope this one isn't 10 or 11 hours long. Yeah, especially with how this is like kind of it's almost like kind of back to regular scheduling, as far as like what time I host my streams on. So as opposed to doing them earlier in the day. Uh, Not seeing a whole lot of folks here. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oop, all right. You're the one viewer up, and there you go. All right. Um, yeah, I'll just kind of get just kind of I know there should be like a few people coming on here, at least a couple. Um, Eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to do screen sharing video with the videos we're covering today, which are Transformers One related. Um, One of them you may be aware of, you folks out here may be aware of in some way, shape, or form. Finally, getting around to sort of discussing that one. But the other one is a little newer ish. But yeah. Yeah. Hmm. All right. Taking a bit of time to get going. I know I kind of start these things a little earlier than the initially scheduled, but better early than late. Or not there at all. You know, it is what it is. I like to be an early bird. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I guess to for anyone who comes to the playback here, yeah, for this stream after it's done, um, yeah. So far I've gotten decent bit of progress into my Nosferatu video. Um, should be done by October. There's you know, concerning life kind of being keeping me busy. Um, you know, not been able to get as much time devoted to it as I would like, but it is what it is. You know, whatever time I can devote to it. I mean, it's not going to be as ambitious of a project as my GXK video was, so that one I should be so the Nosferatu video should be able to come out fairly, no trouble at all. With no reason to like delay it any any more than that. So no reason to delay it, release wise. So at least any reason that's foreseeable. Let's just say. Um, so yeah, what else? Hello, one viewer here, whoever you are. How you doing? Oh, all right. We got people coming in. All right, got some people coming in. All right, awesome. All right, yeah. How y'all doing? Oh, we have Mr. Gamera Minecraft stand here, Minecraft World. How are you doing, sir?
Good. Just a second. Let me get my headphones connected real fast.
Awesome. Hello, Rose Puppy.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome.
Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Let me see comments. Yay.
Yeah. Started really quiet. Yeah, I guess it's like people just starting to come in right now. But yeah. Okay.
Also, pardon background noise. My family is just waking up.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we'll just wait if there's like a few more people coming on here. Yeah, before we start.
Just a sec. I need to run to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. All right, uh, he's going out to piddle, I guess. All right. Alone again, naturally. Ugh. Yeah, that's kind of the basic gist of what's going on with me right now. Um, about the film back. Actually, no, we even kind of discussed in private, talked in private a bit. Me and Minecraft here about me working on Nosferatu video, and so on and so on. So nothing. So right now, I would just be repeating myself at this point. By bringing it up again. But
Yeah,
uh,
no. Yeah, that would be repeating yourself.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
was listening.
apparently, yeah. So I actually have a little bit of access to Paramount Plus via Amazon Prime, so I should be able to at least watch the Spielberg War of the Worlds film, on there.
Cool.
And there's also Event Horizon there too. So because that's also
Oh,
Paramount. So I'm going to give that a rewatch at some point. Speaking of
nice.
Amazon,
Pointless hub.
here's the thing: if I were to like, don't be surprised if I just like put up a thing that says like Sea Monster Live discussing that Amazon that World of Worlds Amazon movie.
No, I'm gonna let my friend know that. I'm gonna let my friend know that it's happening because he's already seen it. It's the guy who did the Ariel Marianning drawing.
Oh God, yeah, like it's like guys know like it's happening. And we got Lau coming here.
Hi,
Welcome.
There you
how are you?
go.
Sorry, that was
By the way,
important.
I didn't know you were going to do this like today, actually. I
Oh,
just noticed.
Yeah.
yeah, like I mean, because I kind of work tomorrow on Saturday, so I wanted to get this stream in for this Friday. I usually do these streams either on Fridays or Saturdays, anyway. So it's
Yeah.
kind of a yeah. It's just that I've usually been off on Saturdays, so but not this time. I'm off today though. But anyways, just yep. I guess we will. And obviously, you and I are pretty well acquainted. Minecraft, you and I are pretty acquainted, very well acquainted with Transformers One, pretty much. So, but
Yeah.
what about you,
I have
Lau?
no. Lau, I have no idea if you've seen it. I know Rose Puppy has. In fact, she and I went to watch it in IMAX when the thing first released. So. Yeah.
So, that's funny you say it because I'm part of the problem. I didn't have money back at that time, so I couldn't watch
Mm.
either this movie or anything that was released within the month.
Well,
I wanted to, but since I watched it a couple of times, and yeah, best Transformers movie straight up. Um, Finally, we see the beginning of the war because even War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, they
Like
cover
they've
it
had it
right
a few
after it
times, but it's
begins.
not.
oh,
I mean, you have it like on the comics, but you never had it in like audio visual stuff.
Mhm.
yeah, like this movie primarily focuses on how Optimus and Megatron not only came to be, but also how their sort of like whatever like relations that they had, prior to it, like all just like fell through the cracks.
Yeah, and also like how things were before and what actually was like the spark for spark, the spark for like the conflict.
Yeah,
Because again, like we had, I think that the best stuff we gotten from the war at Cybertron were those two games. But you already began without those Decepticons being a thing,
Yeah.
like in a
Yeah, and
position,
even
and then
if we're just focusing on the movies, then the opening of Bumblebee.
yeah, exactly, yeah. That one, for example, is already like when they're about to leave the planet, and then IDW made a couple of comics. You have the IDW like base timeline, and then I think you
Mhm.
have a War Within, which is like from before the war, where the others were like very outdoor. I don't know how to say the word in English actually, but yeah, it's always
Yeah.
alluded to that Optimus and Megatron were friends after G1. But the funny thing is, in G1, Megatron is just an asshole, and he just shoots
Yeah.
Optimus. He didn't even know him. He just like, hey, you, the one with red and blue. Yep, and that's it. And that's how they had to repair him, and then he becomes Optimus Prime. So it's nice that
Yeah.
lately we have started actually going back.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, and
Yeah. I mean, like one thing I will say, even if it wasn't a success, I'm just happy that this film existed because, like, Dr. Lockdown, one of my personal favorite YouTubers, he's a Transformers toy reviewer. In his review, he said like this film was necessary, a reintroduction to Transformers to the modern audience that properly explains what these things really are, instead of like just diving into the world. That's something that I think, like, I liked Rise of the Beasts, don't get me wrong. In fact, I'm fully willing to defend it, but that is a bit of a problem. It doesn't really go into like the Maximals and that kind of stuff, aside from like
It's
what we can infer
it's
with the film
Michael
itself.
Bay plus. Like it's better
Yeah.
than his bullshit, but like it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, it's I pretty much kind of I've been meaning to like like not like give like Bumblebee a rewatch just to kind of like see how it stacks up with Transformers One because like those two are essentially like tied for me in terms of like the best Transformers movie in general. But I've also
Oh
been meaning
yeah.
to give Rise of the Beast a rewatch at some point because I haven't watched it since seeing it one time in theaters, so I want to get a refresher on that one.
Yeah.
But I do. I mean, there's some. I mean, there is pretty much just enough that sticks out, at least from my first impressions of it and what I recall, that will be sort of relevant, over the course of the stream, when we get to the videos in question. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh
To me,
boy.
one of the main problems with Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts. Well, first of all, the main problem with Bumblebee, the first scene is the best part of the movie for me. And I know that
Yeah.
might sound like very reductive, like, oh, you just care about the action. It's not that. It's just that the second problem comes in hand now, which is I've seen this movie. It's a mixture between E.T., the first half of 2007 Transformers, and the Iron Giant. So I've watched this movie 3 times before watching it. So that's why I don't really care about everything else in the movie because it's, like it's taking a lot of those three things, mostly Iron Giant and E.T. And the
Yeah.
thing is,
Like
then Rise
pointless
of the Beast. Yeah,
Pointless Sub even pointed this out, and it's something, and he wasn't the first one, but it's like 80% Iron Giant shows the sequence of Bumblebee going berserk. 90% Iron Giant. Yeah. Um Look, I like the Iron Giant, but you really didn't need to copy it one like this much.
yeah.
Hmm.
Mostly when he never had red eyes in the other ones. Like so, what do? Oh, see,
Yeah,
here's
you
the problem.
never
You put your robot in evil mode, and then you press a button, and he's like good and blue eyes. Like I just
you don't
yeah.
like this like it's an interesting take. It's just, where did this even come from?
Yeah, exactly. It's not consistent to anything at all. Like, so they changed their eye colors. Like, I mean, to be fair, like that's already kind of weird. Why do all the Decepticons have red eyes? Just
Mhm.
because 80s cartoons? Like that's it. But also, like the thing I was going to say about Rise of the Beast is that I really liked it. Bumblebee should have died. In like don't I hate when they do those revival things. Like why didn't he like blow up Bumblebee instead of just draining his energy on, like that's so dumb. But
That's a good
also
question.
the third act is just great, which is one of the problems that Hollywood has had for a long time. And also, and here is where I will say something that a lot of people maybe don't want to admit or they don't want to hear because they're tired of people just saying it mindlessly. But the truth is that Michael Bay gave us cocaine for almost 15 years. It feels like it was a long time, but basically, as long as those movies have existed, we've had cocaine. And suddenly, it's like you have to go back to sugar, and it's just not enough. For as much as I disliked his movies, when I was watching like the action scenes in Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast, I never thought it was like that. I never felt anything that close to what I felt when I was watching Dark of the Moon, for example.
Right.
I felt the action was very basic, and the way in which Scorch died was very meh, like very very meh to me. So yeah,
Yeah.
but then Transformers One comes out, and while it's not super violent or anything, it's super imaginative, and finally we're getting Transformers transforming during the fights. And
If
so I feel like that's a replacement.
I'd like
When you
to,
don't have that violence, you have imagination like that. I liked it. I didn't
yeah,
feel that need
I'd
for
like
Michael
to,
Bay.
continuing with the food analogy, it's like if we kept getting sugar for the past two movies, this is like a really well made banana split. It's
Yeah,
different from what we had before, but it has a lot of the same elements, but uses it in a better way.
yeah.
Problem is, nobody ate it.
Well, I
Like,
mean, not literally nobody, but definitely not enough people ate it.
yeah. When it was
Yeah.
at the restaurant, people. I mean, this is like the food analogy is going to be kind of bad because it basically is like, it was at the restaurant, it went bad, they threw it out, and people ate from the trash. From reaction videos on YouTube, illegally, stuff like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah. But
And now Bay is back to giving us some cocaine.
yeah.
Which
Dude,
how much
and
will how my question is
yeah, yeah.
how's that gonna go?
Yeah, it makes you wonder. Like, is it gonna be a live action reboot, or is it going to be a sequel to The Last Night? Like, either way, I am.
I think it's almost certainly gonna be a reboot, without a
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Mm,
That's
And the
probably true.
second question,
Because the last
the,
night was
the
like really like because the last night was like people like no it's like that little Fallout or whatever, that sort of Fallout meme where no one liked, where they say nobody liked that.
Mhm.
Well,
and there is a second question, which is like, are people going to love it or are they going to hate it? Because
yeah,
it's not the 2000s anymore, and people have nostalgia for these movies. Sometimes they idealize them because they watch them when they're like, I don't know, washing the house, vacuuming, stuff like that, and like sitting there and actually having to deal with the entire movie is very different. And you won't have those gross tinted glasses anymore. Like, you'll
Mhm.
have to be there. You'll have to like, waste your fucking time. Some people are going to love it, and some people are going to hate it even more than before. Some people are going to change, and they're going to the opposite side. Like, the thing is, like, with the stuff we've gotten, as I described it, sugar compared to cocaine, are people actually going to miss having like attempts at better writing, or like actually good writing since we have Transformers One, or are they just going to go back to the addiction? Like,
Mhm.
that's
yeah.
like the biggest question
How
because
lo-
Transformers could have been from its time.
how effective has the rehab been? That's the question.
I don't think it was a rehab at all because, to be fair, I feel like they were trying, but up to Transformers One, they weren't actually succeeding in giving us a replacement for the cocaine. That's what I meant.
Mhm.
Finally, we got
Yeah.
one movie
And then
that did it.
when we finally did it, most people didn't take it. Most people didn't eat
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, that's because it was marketed like really poorly.
Um,
It, it was
yeah,
sabotaged,
that's one of
and
the
and
problems.
the thing is, Paramount does distribution and all of that, so they do the marketing themselves. And there is a conspiracy theory which became very true lately, which is Bonaventura, that fucking retard. Fuck him. And his actually, you know what? Fuck everything related to the guy. There is a conspiracy saying that he sabotaged it on purpose to get Michael Bay back. So no one could
Hmm.
tell him, hey, maybe we should try, like making an actually good movie, and he didn't want to. So
Yeah,
yeah, of course we'll never get official confirmation or anything because he's not that dumb somehow. But
So,
yeah, like the marketing for the last two movies, I would say wasn't that great.
Hey
Hi,
guys,
Hoshi.
Hey, how
Uh,
you guys doing?
Yep,
just talking
doing well.
Transformers.
Yeah,
Oh,
in
speaking
general.
of, hey, by the way, guys, have you heard that Michael Bay is returning?
Yeah,
We've
we
been
were
talking about
talking
that.
about that
We are talking
for
about
the
that right
past
now.
for the past 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, hey guys, sorry that I was late. I was swimming with my dad because we were, scuba diving.
Oh,
Oh,
Ah, nice.
cool.
Yeah, sorry about that because I'm sorry I'm a little
no,
late.
you're good. You're
Oh,
good.
you're
You're good,
good.
dude.
You're doing good. You're good.
You're
It's
Oh
good.
hey, Minecraft World, I forgot to tell you this, but I finished the drawing for Niels.
Yay! Send that to me after the stream, please.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
But
send it to our general.
all
Okay.
right, awesome. Um, but yeah, I think we'll. Yeah, needless to say, yeah, and also the fact that like yeah, as Pointless Hub said, like in his TF1 video, like Transformers kind of seems to be a bit more niche, supposedly, which is kind of why when you
Yeah.
stick to being much more faithful to like the other Transformers works, sans Bayverse, for whatever reason, like that doesn't seem as appealing to general audiences, or maybe it's just because of the fact that the Bay Four films just kind of like they saw like diminishing returns, and like they were very successful for a time, but for some reason like the stinking like the fourth and fifth films, like after Dark of the Moon, it's like sure, Age of Extinction did extremely well, but that was because of China. But
Yeah.
the
And
reception
also
for it was
and
the
also
reception
because
for
of
that one, the critical reception for it was like really bad. So and
Super
that
bad,
movie,
yeah.
not undeserved too. Jesus Christ, why would
I
you
I mean,
why
I'm
Transformers
so
Bay?
glad the
Age of
China days are
Extinction.
over.
Transformers
Y-
Age of Extinction was so bad that I begged for a 10. It was that boring.
It's like you were already pushing it with the racial stereotypes in Revenge of the Fallen. You didn't have to go this far.
No,
Oh
it's
yeah,
not even that.
remember?
Like I've seen
Rem-
people falling asleep at that movie, like on cinemas, with all the noise, all the
Yeah,
explosions. People just didn't really care. Like it was too
yeah.
much noise. Eventually,
Like
yeah.
Pointless Hub literally like made the joke. He stated that he had some personal connection that uh Age of Extinction was the first date that he had with his wife. He fell asleep halfway through. So like still one
and
of the
yeah.
less
best
said
jokes.
about the Romeo and Juliet subplot, the better.
That's
Oh
what I
God,
was getting at. That's what I was getting at.
yeah.
Bay, why?
Yeah, and then you get and yeah, and obviously the ripple effect that Age of Extinction caused, despite its its financial success, lent it pretty much bled into the Last Night and how that movie was gonna do, and not only did the Last Night not do anywhere near as well as Paramount were hoping it would, but it was considering that it was not only the fifth film in the series, but left a lot of things open for a sequel to answer that we'll pretty much never get to see. But also the fact that it was trying to start a shared universe, which nobody gave a shit. Which here's the thing: no one gave a shit about a Bayformer cinematic universe. Like,
Yeah, this was trying to be Batman v Superman, and yet it somehow ended up being worse than Batman v Superman.
Or it could
The
have been
thing
like the
is,
Bonnies.
everyone. The thing is, it's a bunch of things that accumulate. First of all, I think this is a good example that I'm going to use for another franchise, Scream. Have you known about the Scream movies lately?
yeah,
Like,
I know
even if
about
it's
them.
osmosis. Okay,
Yeah,
so the thing is, they are always doing the same, just like Transformers. So when you do like a little twist, if you don't execute it well, that twist that had like a lot of potential is completely wasted. The audience won't like it if you try to redo it. Okay, like on the next movie, we're going to try and make it better. No, you fucked it up. You wasted it. Same thing as Ghidorah in the Monsterverse 2, actually. So with Scream, on their last movie, they were like, okay, this Ghostface doesn't really care about horror movies or anything. You know, it's like completely different from everyone else. It wasn't. So they wasted a lot of opportunities actually in the first 10 minutes. And with Transformers, they also wasted a lot of things immediately. First of all,
Mhm.
Megatron dies in the first one. Then he's revived, so now you don't really care if anyone dies because they could come back if they're important enough.
Yeah, that's part of
Optimus
that's
already
one of
died
the
on the
big.
second one.
I mean, the moment
Yeah,
Optimus died in the second movie, I knew for a fact that any sense of consequences don't really matter in the end.
Yeah.
exactly, and that's only on the second movie already. Like, dude, that's
It's
really
like
soon. And then not only that, you also have the first combiner wasted in the second movie too. So you didn't even build up to it.
like
You just used
imagine
it
But
and killed
also,
him.
imagine Devastator not being the Deus Ex Machina to the Fallen. Actually, no, the Fallen is another wasted opportunity because like
And
you go from one of the first like you go from the first Decepticon to to Optimus Prime's mentor. It's like
yeah,
it's a bit of
and
a
not only that,
downgrade.
actually,
yeah,
now that you say
considering
it, this
that,
is the first
yeah,
Transformer that actually has
not only that,
powers.
but Fallen was also considered the strongest villain in the Bayverse. So to have him be that,
Oh,
Hey, but if you
that's
think
your
about it, he
strongest.
was one of the
That's
most
your strongest.
powerful.
Jeez.
Yeah, but
what?
actually, Hoshi's not wrong. Like, think about it. He could teleport. She could also like use gravity powers or magnetism.
Yeah,
Magnetism should have been
yeah. No,
OP,
I.
and his fight was wasted. And then you have Dark of the Moon, which could have been one of the best action movies of that decade. To be fair, like because the movie is good. It's not a bad one. Actually, I'm surprised that they made it so good after Revenge of the Fallen. But now you have two movies that have completely wasted the robots themselves. So all the action between them is kind of pointless. It's like,
And
oh, the red
also
one killed
they
the black one. That's it.
And also,
Yeah.
they completely killed off like the OG crew from the 2007 film, and we're now left with the John Goodman bot, the Ken Watanabe bot, and John DiMaggio bot.
Well, I mean,
Don't worry.
just, I
I'm
mean, just,
getting there.
just focus, just sticking with the third movie. Like killing off Ironhide and killing him off in a way where it's like there's no way that they could even bring him back. And considering that it was the third film, and it seemed like we were ramping up to like a huge, like potentially like this could easily be the last one.
Exactly.
Of the
Yeah,
Transformers film. It's
that's what
like
it was like.
it really did just kind of make you go, oh shit, this like now the stakes actually like it actually did somewhat bring the stake bring it back to where you could almost sort of feel the stakes in this case.
Yeah,
Uh,
and that's why it's one of the best ones. Like it makes your adrenaline just go up all the way. Like the music, I think was the best at that one on the third one. So it's
oh
like
yeah,
Infinity Game in a way, Infinity War in a way.
Mhm.
yeah.
No, don't even dare compare Infinity War to Dark of the Moon. Don't you dare.
I mean,
No,
no.
it's like Infinity War before Infinity
Infinity
War.
War
You
is
know?
better. Infinity War is better than Dark of the Moon, but I could make an argument that Dark of the Moon is better
Infinity,
written than Endgame.
no,
No, no,
Infinity.
but
If
that's
I
not
were
what
to
I mean
compare
when
Dark
it
of the
comes
Moon,
to writing.
like I said, if I were to compare Dark of the Moon, I would compare it to like the first Avengers film.
No, but I don't mean as in writing quality. I mean as in importance because as Simonster said, back then we didn't have like Marvel was so new we didn't actually have like this huge 10-year plan concept in our minds, right? So the third
Mhm.
movie of a trilogy normally is the end
Yeah,
and everyone's dying, there's a huge invasion, everything's
yeah.
really
Like
dark.
the only
It really
thing that
said like the stakes are on that level,
yeah,
at least smaller.
the only thing that was coming out around that time pre Avengers that was pretty much even like as big of a deal, if not a bigger deal than Transformers 3 was like the last Harry Potter movie, which came out that
Oh
same
yeah,
summer.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, but yeah, and then you get to Age of Extinction, which which had a lot of had concepts for a follow up to Dark of the Moon that could have been really interesting, but
They have
obviously
concepts of a
It,
plan.
yeah, but
But
Michael
hey,
it's
Bay didn't
just
want,
it,
but Michael Bay, the fact that
Age of
Bay didn't even
Extinction.
want, I'm sorry, They didn't even, the fact that they didn't even want to make Transformers 4, like Warner Brothers had to be like, okay, we'll let you make a movie that you actually want to make, which is Pain and Gain, but you got to make us make Transformers 4 for us.
Pain and Gain.
Yeah,
But
like
hey, at least we got Mr. Inventor himself.
I'm an inventor.
Oh yeah, he's an inventor.
If I apply that technology to my inventions, we won't have to worry about money again.
Actually, it's not illegal because I met her when she was 17, boy. Hell yeah.
We have a juvenile foundational relationship statute, whatever the fuck number it is, even though it's actually not, even though
Romeo
the
and
woman's
Juliet
that law is not even-
casually pulls out a line of the U.S. Constitution from his wallet.
and the fact that Amazon Prime pretty much states that this is a goof, like, so he would still go to prison because that's not even the actual law that he put out.
But
Don't
you
forget
know
to
what?
mention that I
Like
really hate Age of Extinction.
Age of
Yeah.
Extinction is like the one where you again, it's like what I meant when I said that Dark of the Moon was Infinity War is because after that, what do you do? Like you already did everything that you had to do, and again, it's also Dark of the Moon is good. So after Infinity War and Endgame, we just had like this wasteland of like, okay, why are you still making this? Like you already did the big thing,
But
Yeah.
wow,
and
You had the perfect end point right there.
yeah, and
What are
actually the
you
novelization
doing?
was even better. Like, did you guys know about the novelizations for the Michael Bay movies?
Yeah, I
yes,
still need to read those.
and
Okay,
how Dark of the Moon
so
had an alternate ending.
exactly,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
heard
from the
about it.
book.
Yeah, I know about it. Yeah. But yeah, and
Well,
apparently they changed it because because that original ending got leaked. So that's kind of why we got the ending that we got, where we have no Optimus.
but you know what? It's not even that
The
bad.
funniest
Like the
moment.
ending we got is inferior to the first one, where Megatron was actually going to give up the war because since Cybertron is destroyed, he's just like he feels
Yeah,
hollow and he just leaves.
yeah,
Like
and the
and I
fact
think
that
that's great.
and Sentinel was supposed to be like he was supposed to have like died in a more like in a way where it was like even where he was giving both Prime and Optimus and Megatron like a run for their money before they were eventually able to take him down.
Actually living up to what the Fallen couldn't live up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, but then yeah, but I mean, like I know people kind of like take issue with the fact that Optimus just like guns down, like just executes Sentinel the way he does, and Megatron. But here's the thing: they committed fucking genocide, or at least they were so close to committing to like fulfilling genocide. Like they,
Optimus
Yeah.
like
had every right to do this. Like I said it once, I'll say it again. This isn't G1 Optimus. This is a Optimus
Exactly.
that's been through a lot of trauma and losses.
this isn't
Another
G1
time.
Optimus, and you know what? Even though it is a meme that he guns down Sentinel, even though he was like on his hands and knees and pretty much defenseless, it's like Optimus was not wrong. I'm just like I'm sorry, folks. He wasn't like when you take into
Optimus did
consider what
nothing
Sentinel and
wrong.
Megatron were about to do to Earth. I don't like. What am I supposed to? What can I even say other than like Optimus was totally justified? It's like no, dude, you were about to commit like also be complicit or even just outright commit like atrocities beyond words, and you just completely betrayed everything that you were supposed to stand for as a prime. You got to
Yeah, he
die.
literally killed Ironhide also. So the thing is, also if he hadn't killed him, I think that would have been out of character because as how she said, this was never G1. Like this was Murder Prime from the previous movie. I would already say that it was like a huge deal how he killed the Fallen like a fucking psychopath.
Mister, give me your
Leatherface
face.
or more like metal face. Yeah. So not only like again Dark of the Moon. By the way, if anyone is like watching chat and you haven't rewatched it lately, and you think that maybe I'm exaggerating, rewatch Dark of the Moon. it's like really fucking good. Even the humor was really toned down,
Yeah.
and
I
when it
mean, like,
was there,
there's.
it was more effective.
I mean, I pretty much want to like give it a rewatch to see like how the like because I can definitely say that there's like some bits of the writing in the first half like in terms of like how the plot is supposed to play out that is pretty questionable. But so I don't know if the writing would be really
By the
is
way,
like great per se.
I forgot to ask you guys, but have any of you guys watched the Transformers rewrites videos by the Phoenix Studios?
I
No,
don't think I have. Maybe I did a long time ago, or maybe I saved them and watched later, but
yeah,
I haven't.
no.
Okay.
But let's. We're pretty much like over 40 minutes in, and we haven't even gotten to the videos yet that we're
Yeah,
supposed to
we've
talk
been
about.
just
Okay,
rambling
okay.
about the Bayverse.
Well, we've been rambling about Transformers because, like, it's
As a
kind of
whole,
as a whole, because Transformers One is kind of like it's somewhat related because I mean Michael Bay, producer, and all that, blah blah blah.
yeah, yeah. If we're talking about the cinematic Transformers, Michael Bay is literally most of it. So
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Which is
yeah.
sad.
Well, it's just, yeah.
Rose, you still with us?
Oh,
Just double
she's been
checking.
she's been commenting in the chat so far. So
Wait, are we gonna talk
Okay.
about the IGN review of the Transformers 1?
Yes.
yes.
oh,
Oh
I didn't know
god.
we were actually okay. Let's do it. I've
Yeah.
never watched it.
Go.
Yeah. We already. Yeah. We got it. Well, we gotta pull up a screen share for it. Shit.
Also, Lau, I realize this is the second Transformers related stream that you've joined in a row.
In a row?
Yeah. Second Transformers stream.
Okay, yeah.
Were you,
The other
was
one
that
was the propaganda one.
was that the propaganda? Yeah, the propaganda
Yeah,
one. Was that
Yeah.
it? All
yeah,
right.
which was like
Yeah.
super nice, but uh, like for example, Cianimus was expecting like an argumentation, and it was more like a compilation of documentary and stuff like that.
Also,
Yeah, it was like
hey,
a history video, which has its
before we
place, but
begin, Sea Monster, I forgot to ask you to tell you this, but I'm currently listening to Japanese.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've kind of I've seen that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw that you wrote some stuff in Japanese.
Talking about
That's
Japanese, I just got my Blu-ray for Chainsaw Man from Japan, like the collector version, the last one.
oh,
Yay!
cool.
I ran to the mail to get it because they are only open on my work shift, so I had to run. And actually, maybe I shouldn't say what I did at work, so they wouldn't notice. Anyway, so I had to run all the way to like a different town because everything here is like really far away from everything else, and then come back running without anyone noticing. I'm a fucking ninja.
yeah. Nice. All
Let's
right.
Anyways,
go.
shall we commence?
Yeah.
Yay!
We'll just see if if anyone could just pull up a screen share thing.
I mean, I could probably do it, but I'm gonna be beep booping a lot.
I don't know how to do it.
Dude, you can use it with your phone.
Strange.
Oh,
That was gone.
yeah, maybe. Just
1 sec. Let me jump on.
Oh, that's cool, Rose. You met the voice actor for Darkwing and Jazz and Shockwave for TF1. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And one of
Also,
the VFX artists for some of the Bayverse films. Did he do Revenge of the Fallen as well, or was it just the first and third movie?
Yeah. I know she said it was one of the guys who worked on Skull Island, on Kong Skull Island.
Ooh, that's cool.
Let's see.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, it was
so
Zimmerman over
anyway,
here.
Minecraft World, I did your drawing of Nisu, and I'm gonna draw a Vix Pocho.
Neat. 1 sec,
Okay.
let me.
Loud has no
join
idea
on.
what just happened. Because apparently
I'm
he
gonna
cut
join
out.
on my. I'm gonna join on my end. See what happens. I will be beep booping, so
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
we'll take that
just-
into account.
I don't know what
Okay.
happened. I was trying to.
Could you DM me the videos on Discord?
Yep.
Uh,
Actually, the video. Actually, like if you on YouTube, if you could on YouTube, when if you go to the stream, the videos are linked in the description. So, but
the stream, the videos are in the description. Got it. Let me just
Yeah.
plug my mic in real fast,
okay.
just so I have better audio on my end.
Bumblebee, stop lubricating them. He worked on the lubricating demand scene. Oh my god.
Wait, did he also
Yeah.
did the iron directly below the enemy scrotum?
No, he didn't work on Revenge of the Fallen. He only worked on 07 and Dark of the Moon.
Ah, damn it.
You know, I think that's
One
the
sec.
funniest
You're gonna be
line
seeing-
that
You're gonna be
Optimus
seeing a
says.
second one of me. I'll change the profile on this end for that second one. But I'll share the screen. Let me just.
He worked on the good ones. Yeah.
You know, I think that's the funniest line Optimus says, besides the fact that Bumblebee died, and he's like, "This cannot be," and I'm like, "Is that a pun?"
Is that trying to be funny? One sec.
Exactly. Like I just started laughing at the cinema.
Keep
When was this?
That was on Rise of the Beast when they like Scourge like gives Bumblebee the big sack, and then he drops him. Optimus is like, "This cannot be." And
Oh my
Bumblebee's right there.
god. Oh. That's,
It's unintentional, clearly, but I still laugh my ass off.
yeah. This cannot be.
Yeah, so
No.
you'll be seeing the second one of me in there. Let
Alright.
me
Alright. I
just-
see ya. I
Yeah,
see.
don't pull me up. Don't pull me up. No, put me
Oh
back.
shit!
Put me
Oh
back,
shit!
please.
No! No!
It's
Okay.
it's too high for him.
Okay.
Hey, sorry
All right.
that I get out of here because I had to see my sister what she was doing so I could help her out.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well. All right. We'll keep your seat warm if you come back.
One moment. Let me get the right. Oh wait. Let me pull it up on YouTube.
Like I honestly just don't know how to do it, and when I try to do it, I somehow like disappear from here.
I'm hearing an echo.
Mm,
Yeah, probably
Oh, that's
because
on my.
Minecraft has two different.
That's on me. Yeah, that's me having two different monitors. One moment. I will figure this out. Just.
Say, Animus, help us!
Found it. I found it. I found it. I found it. I found it.
Okay. Can I pull it up now?
Yeah, let me. Screen.
Yeah, just give me the go ahead.
There
I also
we
have the
go.
review of
Full
IGN.
screen this as well.
Oh.
It's the IGN review.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right. Alrighty.
You got
Oh,
it?
hold on. I haven't pulled it up yet. Here. Don't start it yet.
Okay.
Before we start, always remember you cannot spell ignorance without IGN.
Yeah. always,
Yep.
always remember, as the great Optimus Prime says, "Come."
To all are one.
I have come. He knew what?
For
Let
that
them
I
come.
love another one of my favorite
For that
Toys R Us jokes.
Okay,
Alright.
there it is.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Yay.
Let's go.
I can't hear it. Can you guys hear it?
No, it's kind of a muted.
Oh, is it because my thing is muted? Oh, come on. One sec.
No sound.
Imagine now the video starts roboting.
Now can you hear?
Uh,
No, I cannot hear it.
no, still nothing. Hang
Okay,
on.
try pulling me up. The other me.
Okay, let me see. All right, give it a sec. All right, got second you.
In a renaissance.
We could have built the future together. I don't think so.
That better?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear it.
Oh god, this is gonna be annoying.
Microphone, there's two of you now.
Alrighty.
I,
In a renaissance. Animated films based on choice of comics.
it's no, it's echoing. It's echoing.
Mutant Mayhem reinvigorated their respective heroes with both visual and narrative panache that was pitched at and landed with longtime fans and newcomers alike. In that way, Transformers 1, which has been in development since around the time the first Spider-Verse movie was announced, feels late to the party and far less self-assured.
Why compare it to Spider-Verse? What's the point of that? Like, because they're animated?
Yeah, I guess it's because they're animated and because that they kind of.
I just muted my phone and you can kick that out.
Which okay, the one that's
the Neos the avatar and just.
All right, I'll remove
this on
it.
my end.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, now it sounds super good. Yeah,
All
like
right.
this is one of those comparisons. It's like, why are you comparing GXK to -1? You know, like why
let me
are you
just
doing this? Like they're
change.
completely different to Spider-Man. I don't get it.
Well, yeah, I mean, even then, with -1 and GXK, like at least you could say like it. Well, considering that they're both Godzilla movies, well, I mean, one is a Godzilla movie with Kong, and then the other one is just Godzilla, but it's still Godzilla movies, so they're part of the same franchise. They're part in that same umbrella. Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Spider-Verse, and Transformers 1, they're two completely different franchises. The most you could say is like, well, it's because that they're like two. Like Spider-Verse, and Transformers 1, they're both like animated films that are like set in their own continuities, but they're kind of taking place at the same kind of like came out while there's like a live action continuities going on at the same time.
But that's completely meta, though. I mean, IGN
yeah.
couldn't be that stupid, could they?
They
Well,
are.
It's like comparison at least because 80s properties and also both are doing very similar things. Updating said 80s properties for a modern audience, but still.
Yeah, but like one is a multiverse beginning story, which is also a coming of age story, and this is like grown ass robots that are already paying taxes and working, starting a revolution. Like IGN doing its thing, boy. Like holy shit. How far are we in? It's like it says that it's dude, not even 40 seconds. Not even 40 seconds, and they're already like making me angry. Holy shit. IGN.
That's
IGN.
IGN for you.
IGN. Probably Bonaventura, like Lorenzo Bonaventura, is the one that actually pays IGN to review the movie. Probably that's why.
I mean, what I could say is like a more apt way to compare Transformers 1 to Spider-Verse is because like they're both animated films in their respective franchises, and they each managed to be like some of the best film entries in their respective franchises. Period. But of course, considering what we're in for with this video, obviously they're not going to say that.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just. God, I hate that title.
Taking a cue from the eye-poppingly stacked cast of 1986's The Transformers the Movie, which featured the voices of legends like Orson Welles, Leonard Nimoy, and Scatman Crothers, Transformers 1's robots are brought to life by high-profile talent like Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Brian Tyree Henry, Michael Key, John Hamm, Lawrence Fishburne, and Steve Buscemi. The obvious standout from that impressive roster is Henry's D-16, whose pain and grievance with the system on the Transformers' home planet of Cybertron pushes him down his dark path towards becoming the villainous Megatron. Henry's conviction and emotional vulnerability regularly steals scenes and frequently represents the only real humanity Transformers 1 has to offer, which, for the record, even more important when there are no actual humans around. The script doesn't do D6.
Oh, shut the hell up. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, we want humans. We want
Shut
people with depression. We want them to pay taxes and get a job. Ooh, we want them to go to college. Shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch. Shut the fuck up.
You're an idiot.
Oh,
You're a legit idiot.
Oh, no humanity. Oh, no humanity in in a movie about the
Go
robots.
back and see.
Oh.
Let's go back and watch that.
Pushes him down his dark path towards becoming the villainous Megatron. Henry's conviction and emotional vulnerability regularly steals scenes and frequently represents the only real humanity Transformers 1 has to offer, which, for the record, is even more important when there are no actual humans around. The script.
The only form of humanity when there's no humans around. So are we not going to talk about how his dynamic with Orion is very much like actual friend groups?
Hey, Steve,
like,
Sienna's
so here's the
here.
thing. When
Also,
I'm.
Animus is in
Animus
chat.
is
Hello.
here?
Well,
Yeah,
he won't
hi.
be joining, but he's going to be listening in and out. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Just curious.
So
Animus,
what I
have
wanted
you
to
seen
say
the movie?
is. Eh?
I'm just asking Animus if he's seen it, if he's seen Transformers 1. The,
Oh, okay.
You were saying?
probably not. But
You were saying?
Go ahead, Bob.
No?
Yeah, no, I was saying that if we want to try and be objective, like let's compare this to, for example, I don't know, Star Wars, right? Because everyone, like, no one can shit on the OG Star Wars. No one has the balls to do it. So,
Oh, okay. I'd imagine
how
somebody
much-
has the balls to do it.
I mean, some people, right? But those people probably are going to exaggerate to be contrarian. No one's going to do it like faithfully. The thing is, if we try to compare how many characters feel humane or human in that movie, like how many characters feel real, like so you have Han Solo, you have Leia. Luke is a little bit of a, how do you say this, Garry's too, but I still feel like he's human. And like those are like the main three, right?
He's
And
the Boy
here we
Scout.
have
I wouldn't really go that far.
I
wouldn't really go that far. And say
No, I disagree with Luke being a Gary Stu.
Luke is a Gary Stu. If anything, the
He's
fact
the
that
Boy
he
Scout.
actively struggles in the
He's
first
not even a
film
Boy
alone,
Scout.
let alone the rest of them.
maybe it's been some time
Yeah.
since I watched it, so
Yeah.
like that's possible. The
If
thing is,
anything-
here we have Optimus, we have Megatron, we have Elita. She's a little bit more, like cold and sarcastic. She's not like super emotional or anything. But again, Han Solo in the original Star Wars wasn't that either. He was more, like a foil to them, to the other ones. Chewbacca, like, of course, he doesn't really count. He doesn't say much. He doesn't express much. He's more like a support. So we have 3 and 3, right?
It's like
So how much humanity does
absolutely have
this guy
humanity.
feel? Exactly,
Even if they
like
aren't
even if you
human.
want to go to
like-
even if you want to go to the villains, Sentinel is a very human character. Like, he's a piece of shit. Yeah, but like, what are you telling me, that humans are not like that sometimes? I feel like Sentinel is a better villain when it comes to how much he expresses his emotions, how much you can deduce from him, and how he acts, than Darth Vader. With Darth Vader, the mystery is what makes him so imposing. But you don't really get to know him until later on. So like again, like if you're going to compare it to like movies that everyone knows are good, and no one would dare say something negative about, uh, we are comparing them, and we are seeing that they're basically like the same thing. You know, like it's not that inferior or anything. And actually, I will say that I like Orion more than I liked Luke, for example, in Star Wars.
Hmm.
He goes through a lot of stuff. You know, he has more responsibility on top of him from the get go. You know, having to go against the government. The action here is way better than in the first Star Wars, but you know, like that's not something you should say is like a huge deal because, of course, it is with CGI and all of that.
Yeah,
And
with
the
animation,
dynamics
you get a
are,
lot more.
yeah, like the dynamics are good too. Like what the hell is this guy talking about?
What do
Yeah.
what do you mean these characters like D16 is the only member of the character that has humanity? Yeah, he's the most fleshed out objectively of the cast, but like he's not the only one. Not even
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, like yeah, he's probably suggesting that none of the other characters in the film have any
Which
shred
is
of
such
humanity to them.
BS.
Yeah, when his relationship with his friendship with
Jonathan
Orion
Taylor?
and that going up in flames, like you can't like it doesn't function anywhere near as well if only one character in that sort of a dynamic works, because Orion also works really well, because
Yeah,
that's why it
Yeah, it's
has
like
the impact that it
you
does.
had you yeah. Plus it's like this is the most realistic animated friendship I've seen in recent memory. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, I am in a friendship. This is literally me and Kuru.
And
Wait,
and you
is
know
Carl
what?
gonna be a bad person?
Yeah, we should
No.
kill him before he gets there, before he commits genocide. Is he a failed artist too?
No. He's a
Okay,
writer.
okay. So he's not going to invade. He's not going to invade Poland, but he's still going to try and commit genocide. We have to get him soon.
Oh god, Kuru! No!
No, Kuru. But the thing is, the only thing that fails in this movie, and it's not even that bad, is Bumblebee. And again, it's not even like he's a complete failure or anything. It's just that he doesn't really have much humanity because he's just comedic. Like he doesn't really
He's
get anything
comedic
to do.
relief and like and he's one of the
Uh,
main things that people actively dislike about the film, the fact that he was so over the top.
Well,
yeah, but the thing is, even in Star Wars, you had the comedic relief who were like C-3PO and R2D2. So like people weren't like shitting on them because they're not as annoying or anything. But like those two don't have any humanity, and they're still like no one complains about that. Like so
Actually, I
I
would say
still
3PO
feel.
and R2. Actually, I would say 3PO and R2D2 have some level of humanity to them, despite the fact that because of their friendship dynamic. Like, yeah, they are the comedic
Oh
relief, but
yeah, you're
also
right. Actually,
because of their
yeah,
dynamic,
because
there is some
they
level of
could
humanity
go
there.
their separate ways. Yeah, but they choose to be together. Yeah, actually, you're right.
yeah,
The thing is,
one of them
I
is
will still say.
one of them is the cool one of them is the cool Roomba who has the MacGuffin essentially, which is the Death Star plans, and the other is pretty much the gay robot who complains a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What?
I mean, he kind of is a little bit, but also like I would still say that we have like three characters that have humanity here and three that have humanity in Star Wars, and then on top of that, I will add Sentinel Prime, which again you can say maybe he's a little bit like he's not like the best villain ever, but he's still really human, you know, in a lot of
yeah.
ways. So.
A lot of his mannerisms are very human inspired. Hell, I would compare him a bit to characters like Lex Luthor. Not just the Superman one, but just in general.
Yes. Yeah,
Just
no,
in
actually,
general.
you're right.
Hell, Pointless have compared him to Homelander.
Well, no. I mean, Lex Luthor, yes. Homelander, I feel like it's a little bit extreme, but that's because Homelander is an extreme character on his
Please,
own.
Yeah.
please don't make me go be D16 in this scenario regarding the Luther comparison. Please, God, no.
I'm not talking about the new Superman. I'm just talking about Lex Luthor in general.
Oh,
in
thank
general.
God. Okay. Well, even then, like, um, yeah, I guess it kind of depends on which version of Luther you're talking about, because
I
like
mean,
the
generally, the guy is like egotistical. Like that's one of his defining traits.
all right, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's just that, like, if I were to, like, I don't know, I think I probably would have to stick with, like, because with Lex Luthor, there's like we're kind of like, if you're kind of like making a comparison to Lex Luthor in general to this specific version of Sentinel, like I think, I don't know, I think it would just kind of would like to have like a more narrow it down a little bit in terms of like which specific version going with here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think I'll stick by that comparison, but still. Anyway, shall we get going?
yeah,
Yeah.
Record is even more important when there are no actual humans around. The script doesn't do D16's arc many favors, with his nuanced feelings about Cybertron's storied defender Sentinel Prime, played by John Hamm, completely flattened out by a plot that's too busy juggling a fetch quest and a razor-thin political conspiracy to reliably keep that narrative train on the tracks.
Oh, go the hell you
You want to say that
idiot.
again, mate?
Idiot does not understand the story.
which is funny considering how really straightforward the story actually is.
Oh, Joey's
Hey,
in the chat.
Gojin. Hey, Gojin.
Hi. You want to hop on and talk Transformers? 'Cause, we need help here.
Help!
But like,
SOS.
how many times do I have to
Where
explain
is
this?
SOS?
D16's arc is not rushed, or at least it is rushed, but it's naturally rushed because he idolized Sentinel. Obviously, it's like
I wouldn't even say that it's that rushed, like for something that you have to do in one movie. Yeah, like I think they did fine.
Yeah,
Like
a lot
also
of the
like
pacing,
it,
a lot of the pacing problems make sense because it's just like a full blown origin story. Also, Joey, I would put an emphasis on. How have you not watched it at this point? How have you not
And
watched
also, like-
Transformers 1 at this point? What?
Because then what's Transformers
But,
1?
like, I think
No,
the
no, no.
thing is, people say it's rushed because the turn is so 180. Yeah, that makes sense. He's acting irrationally after being functionally betrayed by his idol, by
Yeah.
the guy who he viewed as a leader.
Yeah, like
And then
these guys have been living a lie the whole time. Like ever since they they became functional.
He's also the most complacent. So being open, so having his eyes opened is going to hit harder. He's been following orders willingly to a man who he can barely trust. And then,
and not only
almost
that,
immediately, he is given the tools to enact his revenge. Yeah, no shit, he's not going to go up. He's not gonna act on top
and
of
it's
that,
not just
on
like
top of that, he witnesses Sentinel's actions multiple times firsthand, and that only stirs the pot further.
I mean,
and
are
it's
we
not just
gonna
like
mention
normal
the scene
betrayal.
where
On
he-
top of that, it's like imagine
it
someone
makes
like takes
sense
a
when
part
you
of your
actually
body
break
away.
it down.
Are we not
Yeah.
even going to talk about the scene where he said that he wants to flat out kill Sentinel?
I mean, that's kind of like the crescendo of him, like just flat out of just like coming to the conclusion of what he feels like he has to do about, and like even just like going on that, like he thought like him and Orion were gonna get like a special treatment from Sentinel after the whole Iacon 5000 thing, but then they were sent down to like sub-level 50 by Darkwing, essentially, like pretty much under Sentinel's orders, essentially, because Sentinel was all like, I don't like. It's like, oh, these two miners here, they're potentially have other miners like open up to the possibility of going against the status quo with it. So may as well just sweep them under the rug, nip this in the bud, essentially.
To be fair, I
yeah,
always thought that
it's also-
Darwin did that on his own.
Well, Sentinel pretty much may have let him, just kind of do that anyways. Sentinel kind of knows that Darkwing, is abusive to the miners pretty much, but he keeps them around, because he keeps them in check. Considering that Sentinel's an asshole anyways, he wants to maintain the status quo because that's how he's able to stay in power. Like anything that could even even a seed of potential for the status quo being shaken up, he wants to get rid of that as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, it's also the factor I want to say about D16's personal feelings on this. He was the most personally hit. Orion is rebellious, so he doesn't really care about the government aside from and instead would care more about what's good for the citizens. Elita mostly cared about her job. B has been trapped underground for who knows how long, so D really is out of the loop of all this. D is the only one that really gives a crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also imagine someone steals your balls as soon as you're born. Wouldn't you be
Yeah.
homicidally angry?
What about people like Alpha Trion?
Alpha Train is just like the mentor. This is literally a hero's journey, and he dies. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing there.
That's it. So I'd imagine. I don't know if Sentinel escaping the corpse for display. If he is, that is morbid. But still,
I imagine that he just chucked out Alpha Trion's corpse, but maybe even cut it up into pieces and just sent them down to the compactor area where B was at. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened.
Yeah.
Considering we're not going to get a sequel to this movie, unfortunately. We can only assume at this point.
I mean, there's always a chance that we'll get an animated series or a comic book.
I would be fine with it. I would be fine with the comic book if it's just some form of continuation piece.
I mean, if Pacific Rim 3 is getting made turned into a graphic novel, then
but Transformers doesn't have a good record with this. Transformers Animated, its season 3 was cancelled and it never got a comic.
Season 4
Fall of Cybertron. Season 4 was cancelled. Then the Transformers Fall of Cybertron games never got a continuation. They had a weird thing with Transformers Prime. Transformers just never really keeps up with stuff that was cancelled.
Well, I mean, as far as Fall of Cybertron, that's assuming that's assuming whether or not you would count Rise of the Dark Spark, which no one does.
No. And not only that, the thing is, Transformers Prime had comics that were trying to tie in because they were too lazy to make a separate timeline, so they just wanted to make it all one timeline to say that was the sequel. Bullshit. So again, Transformers doesn't have a good record of continuing anything.
Transformers continuity is generally
it's 5 years have passed. Well, let's kill it. Let's make it again. 5 years have passed. Let's kill it. Let's start again. 5 years have passed. That's how they do. It's stupid.
the attempts to tie this one into the Bay films was TF1 into the Bay films was just fucking pathetic.
That's my answer.
This is a continuation of Bumblebee.
Dude, trying to tie Rise of the Beast to the Bayformer films was pathetic enough.
Well, that's Lorenzo for you guys.
Lorenzo Buenaventura. Phil Manto has said that Transformers Rise of the Beast is connected to the Bayformers.
I really hope, there's a car crash in Minecraft and Lorenzo Buenaventura in Minecraft fucking flies away in Minecraft and he just goes to space in Minecraft and then he explodes in the sun. in
In
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
On it.
Shall we continue?
Yeah, we will. Let's
Let's
continue.
continue.
All that Cybertron lore and backstory can be interesting at times, but none of it is covered with enough depth or novelty to feel fresh. Transformers 1 was designed to be accessible to audiences with all levels of familiarity with the robots in disguise, but for anyone who paid attention to Michael Bay's first 3 live-action Transformers films, and Bay is a producer here, you'll note, the movie throws warning flags by choosing MacGuffins that render almost every turn of the story a foregone conclusion.
I certainly, Christ, you have not watched that many Transformers media then.
I mean, he did only mention the Bayformers, so he's only talking about those and not.
You only mentioned the first 3 films. It's like, okay, I guess we're gonna forget 4 and 5 happened. I mean, I don't blame you, but
Yeah,
still.
Well, also, like,
boy.
what's the problem with the story not being like different? Like, that's the story. That's the fucking story of Transformers.
It's like, hey, asshole,
Yeah.
Sentinel Prime in TF1 is nothing like how he was in the Bayverse, okay? So,
Nor is it
shut
nothing like
If
the
anything-
animated movie.
If anything, this Sentinel Prime is more like the animated show.
Yeah.
If the animated version was an egotistical tyrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he was evil.
Yeah, if
This
he
is
was
just like-
if he was more evil and if he was like less of like an asshole and more of a like more of like, well, if he's an even bigger asshole, let's just say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like way bigger. Way bigger.
Actually, this part was so dumb that I don't have anything else to say. Just disagree, like, moron.
Nice.
Here's the thing. You can see. There's like you can only elaborate so much on what is wrong with this.
Yeah, it's like someone tells you 2 + 2 is 5. You're just going to say no.
It's
It's
like
4.
No, it's 4.
Moving on. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh no, an original Transformers story that's not exactly like every other Transformers story. The audacity.
Oh, like, I feel like what he was saying was that this is like a foregone conclusion because if you watch the other 3, like, you know what's gonna happen here. So it's not like it's a different story. They're complaining that it's not different. They're complaining that you can predict what's gonna happen before you go into it.
It's like if you've
And
seen
it's like,
it's so bizarre.
Okay.
If you've seen like at least one other version of Transformers, sure, like Orion Pax and D16 becoming Optimus and Megatron could be considered a foregone conclusion. How is that? Like, now, how did this movie do it poorly? That's what we want to know. Like,
That's the question. That's the point of prequels. It's like, okay, we know where this is going. How did we get to that point, and how well does that point?
Do the pieces line up? Do the pieces line up well? Is essentially like people didn't complain about the prequels because like they knew that Anakin Skywalker was going to become Darth Vader. Like the complaints were like, how did he get to become Darth Vader? Like, do the pieces line up and make sense? And do the pieces line up and make sense in terms of how Palpatine turned the Republic into an empire?
Exactly.
yeah.
This is of a very similar caliber. We
Exactly.
know where this is going. How did we get to this point?
Yeah, it's like this guy's complaining about prequels as a whole, and it's like just stupid.
That's why.
Do we keep going?
That's
or
why I don't understand why
Yes.
people dislike prequels as a concept, because they can be interesting tests on.
I mean,
world
look at
building,
God of War
and tests and
Ascension.
extensions of world building in a lot of ways. Sure, there is a good and bad
Yeah.
way to execute them. This is a good way. Mufasa was a bad way, but still,
Don't talk about Mufasa. I will shoot somebody in the head.
In Minecraft.
Listen, I despise the Lion King live action films. Pain.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I mean, even then, like Transformers 1, you could absolutely consider it should just be a new continuity. It is just kind of like another reboot,
It's
essentially.
already
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
already
it's not a
started
prequel.
fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a reboot to anything. I mean, it's not even a reboot to G1 because Sentinel Prime in G1, for what I understand, is nothing like Sentinel Prime in Transformers 1. So
I don't even know if he
Sentinel Prime is
existed.
one.
no, I'm pretty sure he
Yeah,
existed. Just I don't know if he kind of seemed like a bit of a footnote in G1 for what I understand.
Mm.
Let's continue.
TF1. Rooney in the chat.
Transformers 1.
There could only be one.
One.
All right.
Juanita.
Let's continue, please.
Hemsworth's Orion Pax begins the story quite far from the Optimus Prime we know he'll become, with little direction or motivation to get him there. Even though his journey from Robo Miner to Robo Messiah doesn't feel all that well drawn, in spite of some nice spacey exposition from Lawrence Fishburne's Alpha Trion, Hemsworth does do good work evolving his performance over the course of the 104-minute runtime to account for the gravitas and responsibility that come with his growing status.
You know what's super annoying? When someone says the movie didn't do this well, and then they put the entire job on you. You have to explain what they're wrong. You have to explain why exactly. And it's like, no, actually, no, motherfucker. You explain me why it doesn't do a good job. Like, you explain it. It's so
I
it's
can
so
explain
stupid.
exactly how this movie does a good job at it.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
we already see Orion Pax is rebellious from the start. We already see that
Curious
he's rebellious
too.
from the start, so he's not exactly fitting in, but he does still genuinely care. Every single action that he takes, the reason he goes into the Icon 5000 is, one, to prove himself, and two, because he wants to make sure that the miners are respected.
yeah. I mean, and
like,
here's the thing.
Hey,
Even,
look at what Rooney just said.
no, not yet. Well, what I want to say is, I want to just keep you can pretty much go into detail about why this works or why it doesn't without even going into spoilers. If you want to go into parameters of this being a spoiler-free review, you could at least try to give some examples. But I have a feeling that in this particular case, since they came out of the movie, they pretty much didn't think it was good, but for some reason they can't think of why.
Exactly.
I didn't like it, so it's bad. Yeah.
Also, Rose Puppy said he's literally Robot Jesus. Yeah, no, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of
The
it.
fact that he has followers and that he basically is followed by what is essentially the Transformers version of God, and and he basically sacrifices for everyone.
Honestly, this is a better Jesus than Superman in Man of Steel.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, of course, the bar is super low, right? But still, this is, and also it's not on your face the whole time, so it's a nice way of doing it.
Exactly.
So the thing is, that's why I almost feel like I don't want to really put that much effort. We're going to watch more videos, right? Besides this one.
There's another one. There's at least another.
Okay. I'm not going to comment too much on this one.
Right.
I'm going to save it for the other one.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
To account for the gravitas and responsibility that come with his growing status. Starting off as a powerless Energon miner, Orion Pax's good nature does make his ascension to Prime status somewhat gratifying, and more so as the big climactic battle approaches.
It's time to show him we are more than meets the eye. Oh, no.
It may not surprise you to hear that transformation is a major theme here, but it's something that Transformers 1 communicates by telling us, not showing us or making us feel it. Still, it does successfully build out the relationship between Orion Pax and the friend he calls D.
Yes, transformation is a big theme. It both tells and shows us. The best visual indicator being D16's eyes and Optimus and Orion Pax's size.
Exactly. Like D16's transformation into Megatron in terms of internally is shown to us with the change of the fucking eye color. The film doesn't spell out for us, like, it doesn't have Orion say, like, yo, D, what's going on with your eyes? They're kind of more orange now as opposed to being yellow. What's up, man? Yeah,
Sure,
they don't do that.
Sure, it's probably it's debatably as subtle as Unicron himself, but like still.
It's not no, it's like actually like if you look for, like, you don't even notice it upon your first viewing, and you could someone could totally miss it on their first viewing, and when they're just like pointing out, well, like, hey, you notice that D16's eye color kind of changes over the course of the film, especially during the second half. Like, it goes a bit more orange and more orange as it progresses until it becomes red. Like, someone could be like, oh yeah, I didn't even catch that. Like, the red obviously would be much more noticeable because the film definitely lingers on it. During that
it's
during the drop scene. But like before that, when his eyes like are transitioning from being yellow as it started out to be more and more orange, like you kind of like the film doesn't really outright. It doesn't have like Orion just be like, "Yo, what's going on with your eyes, man?" It's just like. It shows up. It happened. It comes up. The film does kind of show it happen and focuses on it a bit, but it doesn't like bring a whole heck of a lot of attention to it. Except for the big payoff where he becomes full Megatron.
Yeah. Like, we get a clear look at each and every one of his eyes, and the audience is allowed to piece it together. Again, it's as subtle as Unicron himself. Maybe he's slowly approaching from the distance. It's not hard to see.
Unicron can be sneaky. He stole some cookies yesterday.
That's what I mean. Maybe you won't notice him approaching at a distance, but once you do see him, it's not hard to see him.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: there isn't any sound in space, so he could sneak up.
And also, there is no French beer.
It's not reliant on sound; it's reliant on.
And actually, he's not even in space. He's in the center of the Earth.
You can still
sneak 1,000.
Like Transformers Prime.
Do we keep going?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I was roboting for a second.
Oh.
Now you're in character.
Sets up the close bond between D16 and Orion Pax. D is all about following the rules, Orion is a lot more loose, and the ways that those personality types first complement then clash with each other produce some good tension here and there.
Allow me.
Keegan-Michael Key's B-27, Bumblebee as we know him, and Badassatron as you will definitely not call him, even though he really wants it.
Badassatron.
Does score a few laughs with his stir-crazy enthusiasm for his new gang, but B's usefulness to the story is spent immediately, turning what could have been an effective cameo into a distraction from the more prominent bots.
What? B is not a cameo.
Well, no, he's saying like he could have been.
He should have been. Yeah. Or could have been, or should have been. Like, I don't know. But finally, when they are actually like saying why something doesn't work, it's like, yeah, I mean, I get it, like, I think this is fair. Some people will feel like it's more annoying, and some, like me, won't really mind that much. Like, I think this is the first thing that they ever said about this movie that's, like, fine.
Yeah, I mean, like, upon the rewatching of it, and then even just sort of, like, based on my first viewing of it, like, there were some things with B where I was just like, I mean, like, I didn't mind B in this movie, really, at all. Like, I mean, there's parts where I laughed out loud, during, with him, some scenes with him, and there's some that made me go, okay, yeah, all right, I got a slight chuckle.
I see the problem with the Badassatron bit, but honestly, like, I did not mind it. It was fine.
Yeah.
A broken clock is hard twice a day.
Also, Rose has to go, so yeah, take care.
All right, have fun. Have fun. Well, I mean, I say have fun with class. That's a Freudian slip. Oh shit.
He was isolated for who knows how long. Of course, he's going to be annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. Also, like, that's true. Like, when I started working from home, and then I had to like get back to society, like, it was fucking horrible. I was so fucking annoying. I annoyed myself actually in my head. So yeah.
Yeah. That I mean, yeah. I mean, considering that B's usually like pretty social, but he got thrown in there. Like he's kind of just been like, he's gonna be like super ecstatic to finally have people to talk to after so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like that's literally a way of torture, right? Like, what is it? Solitary confinement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's a reason it's only reserved for very specific cases. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
let's continue.
Most of Transformers 1's humor is pretty basic, broad enough for everyone to be in on the joke, but generally nothing that rises above quippy, robot-themed banter. The shortest end of the characterization stick goes to Johansson's Alita 1, for reasons that have
What?
very little to do with her performance.
What? No, it doesn't. It goes to Bumblebee. Like, to be fair, like he's just.
Alita has a decent amount of character. She's there by happenstance, and it kind of builds from there.
Yeah. Yeah, like this. Okay.
Star has done well in plenty of voice roles. Her and the Jungle Book immediately come to mind. But Alita
Oh shit, I
is
forgot she
drawn
was in the
here as a
Jungle Book remake.
caricature of a girl boss, devoid of any real personality traits other than
Oh
stern.
my god.
Too.
I'm getting sick and tired of the girl boss.
Are we not gonna talk about the entire scene where she comforts Optimus Prime and helps him come back up?
We shouldn't because they clearly didn't watch the movie. These guys were jacking off Lorenzo Bonaventura at the back of the cinema. Like they were just like, lube and hands. That's all.
If I'm gonna
So
be
Minecraft.
honest here, the more I hear about the girl boss, word, the more and more I'm just dreading for the fourth Sonic movie because of what they're gonna do to Amy.
Amy already is a badass, so I think you could work with that. And honestly, considering what the Mario movie did with Peach, I don't think Amy's going to be mishandled. Also, everyone working on those at least understands the Sonic franchise. Hell, Jeff Fowler worked on Shadow, so.
But yeah.
Yeah, he has experience.
Okay.
Like,
moving on.
God! You didn't watch the third act you didn't watch the third half of this movie.
dude, Lorenzo Bonaventura had his hand on their hands, pulling down. Like it happened. He was coming to the tone of Michael Bay, and they just had to drink it all.
So the face that this guy's making right now is the face that Lorenzo was making.
Yeah, boy, more of that.
and then Lorenzo said, "I have come."
Rooney, you
For
know
that
it's a
story.
bit at this point, right?
Oh yeah, we know. Oh, we know. Oh yeah, I understood that reference.
Also, screw you, Rooney. Amy is better than Sally.
God. No. We don't want another war in here right now. We'll
save that for We'll save that for when Sonic 4 comes out.
We'll see.
The movie, the other being an angry spider lady, so take that for what.
Her name is Arachnid.
Arachnid.
I
mean, angry spider lady. I mean, I guess if you don't, I don't know.
Like she's just like a henchman. Like, do you? Okay, actually, let him finish.
Yeah.
Playing.
Unenviable position for Johansson, and it basically forces her to shout at the boys to stop them from getting into trouble for the entire runtime.
Maybe it's just me, but he's different.
Yeah, no, I picked up on that.
Transformers 1's world and character designs pull heavily from the original Generation 1 era.
Actually, yes and no. Yes and no. It does have some G1 elements. Most of it is IDW.
Yeah, no, I don't see the G1 stuff. Like, yeah, with the head shapes, but like
Yeah,
everything
the head
else.
shapes I can see.
Yeah, I mean, and there's also the faces, pretty much. Like they're kind of much more smoothed out. Kind of
Yeah.
like.
Ah, yeah, but that's actually most Transformers. Like
Yeah.
Bay was the exception, so not even then I would
Yeah.
say that this is like G1.
Most of it was IDW and a dash of Prime, and animated.
Maybe a little bit of Moon Studios from War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron 2. Not that
I would
much.
say
Just a
I
little
argue.
bit.
I wouldn't say High Moon because you got because there's like specific like there's pretty much like sections of like faces of like the robot faces, like how the mouths
Really?
are. There's like hold on, wait, hold on, Hoshi. No, please let me finish. There's like slits where the mouths are for the robot for the High Moon Fall Cybertron robots. Like
I didn't mean the faces. I mean, like in general, like in the movie. For example, Cybertron itself reminds me a lot of the games. For example, with those floating bridges and stuff like that. I think that's mostly from War for Cybertron.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true.
So,
Okay, so, all right, go ahead, Antonio.
So, as I was saying, whenever I look at the designs for the Transformers 1, the obvious inspiration I see is Transformers Earthspark because of the eyes and the
Yeah,
faces.
that too. Earthspark. I completely forgot about that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
actually airing before this movie. Actually, you know what? Probably not because they
Yeah.
might have been made at the same time as this movie was in production. So there might have been some, it's kind of like Shin and Singular Point, maybe more than one inspired the other. Actually, no, Shin inspired Singular Point. Never
Yeah.
mind.
You know. But yeah, that was something that I noticed as early as the first trailer. They definitely drew from Earthspark.
Yeah. Now, question. What about the whole thing with how
lines, wide curves, and smooth, shiny faces as far as the eye can see. Perhaps befitting of how closely it recreates the appearance of the toys, Transformers 1 looks best.
Wait, what did you want to say, See? See, what were you going to say?
I was about to ask like what the whole thing of the upper surface area for Cybertron, like the fact that it kind of like has like sort of like a bit of a greenery sort of look. Was that in any other bit of iteration of Transformers? Or
No, that's mostly its own original thing, but there is a little bit of comics. I think from IDW that showed that, for example, Starscream's mother, quote unquote, it's not like her mom, his mom. I think that happened in a place that was kind of organic. There's some organic stuff in Cybertron, but it's like never been shown in the same way that this movie is shown to the same extent.
All right.
Also, the fact that the Transformers 1 version of Cybertron has an actual wildlife amuses me.
Well, actually, wildlife is a thing in Transformers a lot of times. Like, for example, even in Michael Bay, you have Ravage and Laserbeak.
And also those dog things from Transformers 4.
Yeah, those as well.
So, yeah, you still have wildlife is not out of the question. Anyways, I'm going to back up a little.
Designs pull shiny faces as far as the eye can see. Perhaps befitting of how closely it recreates the appearance of the toys, Transformers 1 looks best at rest, in dialogue scenes or the few moments of contemplation invited by Cybertron's vaporwave sunset.
This I agree with.
Yeah.
Sun slipping below the horizon may be the coolest shot pulled off by director Josh Cooley, and I promise I haven't forgotten to include transforming robots in that calculation. Transformers 1 splits its time between the subterranean capital Iacon and Cybertron's abandoned surface, with the more interesting scenes taking place underground and the more interesting visuals captured above. On the musical front, Brian Tyler's score unfortunately barely registers. It's generically orchestral with rote touches of electronic that elevate.
Yeah, no, he's. I think he's wrong. To be fair, like now, do you guys think that maybe we are exaggerating how good it is in some scenes, and maybe he's just talking about most of the movie.
Maybe some of it is like maybe some of it is like going off memory, but like I have listened to the soundtrack on its own for several times. I actually gave it a re-listen yesterday. Brian killed it.
Yeah,
Brian
I mean,
killed
are we not gonna talk about the fall?
it. Yeah,
I mean, but that's the point. If we talk about the whole, we're talking about like the best part, and that's not like super objective either. Like,
No, but
he's
it's
talking
like
about the whole thing.
generally the soundtrack is fucking amazing. Like,
yeah. I mean, I've
Brian-
kind of
It's
noticed
no
that.
Steve Jablonsky, but it's still great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm always gonna lean towards a Jablonski, pretty much, on its own, pretty much. But yeah, I've definitely noticed that the score for this film is still really nice. I mean, I may have noticed it the first time, but I haven't. But I didn't. But obviously, since it was like I saw it in the theater, like I didn't quite pay as much attention to the soundtrack. But listening it, but kind of like paying a little more attention to it, in the more recent watch through. Yeah, I mean, there is like, yeah, it's like a really nice sort of balance between like the orchestral and the synthetic and the synth sort of like sound, bits, to kind of like with the synth mute score bits, to emphasize that the robotic side of the robotic stuff in Cybertron, and the orchestral just kind of like accentuating the action and the drama and what have you.
And you know what? Like, to be honest, like, yeah, you can have like great music and all of that, but it's not meant to stand out. Normally, like, if it stands out, it's so fucking good that it kind of like is one of the things that you come out of the cinema thinking of. Like, for example, Jurassic Park, Pirates of the Caribbean, King of the Monsters. But also, like, when someone says, "Oh, dude, the soundtrack was like the best part of the movie," that normally means, sadly, that the movie's kind of trash, like Man of Steel.
I
Like
would
it
say
has awesome
I would
music.
I would even say I would kind of disagree with that, but I would actually kind of a better example. I mean, an example I would go with is like Dark Phoenix, which that movie is kind of pretty bad, but Hans Zimmer's score for that film, I mean, I bought the soundtrack on the MP3, because of how good it is.
Yeah.
The
My
soundtrack.
go-to would become Commando 4. That film is a goddamn mess, but like the soundtrack still keeps up.
And even for shows, like for example, Chainsaw Man, like you don't super notice it because it's like the genre that Chainsaw Man is using is like a lot of noises. But when you listen to it on its own, like you realize like it's actually like really good. But like it's supposed to complement the scenes. It's not supposed to take over. So saying like, oh, I didn't register it, it's actually not like a
Oh
bad
yeah,
thing.
Kensuke
It's,
Ushio. Hey, by the way, wow, did you know that he also did the works on Don and Devilman?
yeah, I knew as soon as I heard some of the music in Dandadan, I was like, that's the same guy, and I was right. Yeah, on the third episode, I think I noticed.
Tyler did work on Transformers Prime. Just gonna put that out there, and the Mario
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
So,
actually, one of the
anyway.
Transformers Prime themes is here for a little bit
Yeah,
in this movie.
Yeah, in the fall.
yeah. It's when they're exploring the 13 Primes grave, the grave of the Primes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you can associate that sort of motif to the primes, pretty much, because like anytime they are on
Which,
screen or they pop
honestly,
up.
honestly, that's a clever play on his end, considering the name of the last show of the last Transformers thing that he worked on. So,
Yeah, it'd be neat.
anyways.
Did the score for the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which was a really, really good mix of staying true to the game music and kind of making it come alive for a movie, and that just doesn't happen here. Tyler's score in Transformers 1 is just background music. It may as well not be there.
Oh,
Setting the story entirely on Cybertron raises the question of how well a Transformers movie can function without humans there to draw contrast to the future Autobots
Really
and
well.
Decepticons. It's not just because
Wait,
of the
by the
logical
way,
functions
one more
of the
thing.
town, like what it is that Brian
One more thing I wanted.
Great.
One more thing I wanted to say about. You know how I talked about cocaine and then like sugar and then the banana split. I think that the reason why this person might have wanted more from the score is because they got addicted to the cocaine from Michael Bay. Because actually, the score in those movies is like a fucking 20 out of 10. So I get a little bit of what his
I need to
expectations
give a listen
were
to those,
for
but
this
yeah.
to be. Yeah. So
You
I'm
have
just trying to be fair, like maybe that's
people
why they're
have
saying that
no
it's not
idea
that.
how much I want Steve Jablonsky to do a song for the Monsterverse.
The thing is,
Yeah.
like, I would like that maybe
Still.
if he was in a good movie. If he's in a trash movie, just like please get him out of there. Like, he's too good. He's too good.
I'm
And
Brian
honestly,
Tyler.
yeah.
Brian Tyler is one of my go-tos when it comes to soundtracks for films that I would want to make. Specifically, I'm imagining him doing renditions of like the 3 major Gamera themes.
How would you feel if he did the soundtrack for the Sonic 4 movie?
Yes! Considering what he did with the Mario movie, yes!
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having him take a crack at it.
So, yeah.
Let's
So
continue.
yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
any sort of truck would be invented on a planet from Cybertron.
It's called Conversions of a New Diplet.
Wait, can you go back a little bit? So, what is he complaining that they transform into vehicles?
Millions of years before.
It's like, why can he turn into a truck? Why a truck specifically?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
don't
because
know.
they're on the alien planet and not on Earth.
No, he's asking why can he turn into a truck that looks like.
I don't know. You could rationalize.
Because it's a vehicle, dude.
Why do
Like,
dolphins look like sharks?
why does Superman fly? Why does Godzilla shoot radiation? Why is Sonic fast? What a fucking stupid ass argument. Holy shit.
This is so dumb. This is so dumb. You're complaining about the inherent premise of Transformers as a medium. 1, it's Optimus Prime. That's just his form, something we need to accept. 2, it's not like... 2, convergent evolution is a thing that exists and has been applied
like
multiple
vehicles.
times in speculative circumstances. Less more fantastical than this.
Yeah, vehicles from another civilization could kind of look like some vehicles from ours. Like that's not, but also this is a smart argument. Like, oh, gotcha. Why do they do this? Because that's it. That's Transformers.
Yeah, it's like what? Why did the aliens from Independence Day have their ships look like flying saucers? I don't know.
Why did
Yeah,
the
like
aliens
who
warn
gives
the
a
world
shit?
from tripods? Why?
Yeah.
Why does Xenomorphs look the way that they do?
Why
I
did
don't
my
know.
wife abandon me?
How? Why do the Yautja have all this
How can
advanced
it-
technology? I don't fucking know.
How can Denji protrude chainsaws out of his arms and his heads? I don't know.
I was applying it to other aliens, but still. Oh my god. Let's go.
Okay, we're almost. Wait. I am hearing someone else.
Yeah, that was my brother.
Okay,
That
okay.
was my
You
brother.
can go a couple of seconds back and press play, please.
Yeah.
Before any
Just a
sort of
little bit.
truck was invented on a planet light years away from Cybertron. You might not be thinking about these kinds of things, but I definitely do.
Well, then you're overthinking shit.
Yeah.
I don't think he thinks.
Transformer One's entire sense of perspective suffers from not having meat bags around for scale. It's a problem from the opening moments when we see Orion Pax climbing up a building to sneak into an archive for information on the lost primes. He's quickly caught by guards who are much bigger than him, but how big is Orion to begin with? The scale issue is that
Who cares?
Why
Who
is
cares?
this
Like,
a problem? Why is this a problem? Transformers
Why?
never had this issue before. No.
It's like if you have like a truck, if you have him turn into a truck or Megatron turn into a tank, you can obviously suggest it's like, okay, these things will probably be more or less in scale with the tanks or trucks that we have in real life. You know,
Well,
we
not
think
necessarily, but
What the hell
that's the
does
thing.
this
Like,
even
who cares?
matter?
Exactly.
It
Like,
doesn't
they're not.
matter to the
There's no
story.
humans. So why the fuck do I care if they're taller than a human or not, or how big they are? Like, that's so dumb.
Why does this
He
matter to the
himself-
story?
He himself is saying the other guy is bigger. Okay, yeah. So there's your fucking scale. The other guy is bigger, and this guy is shorter, and then there's like a shorter guy. Like always. Holy shit.
yeah, like it's like
This guy probably when he's kids, if he even has like kids, because that implies a female wanted to like touch this guy. If he has kids, he probably puts them to sleep with math. It's like, Daddy, can you tell me a story? So 2 + 4 × 9, son, do it, or you will not have like rice tomorrow, or
Yeah,
something like that.
Okay, I will. Before Rooney starts having an aneurysm as to like what I mean by this doesn't matter to the story. The fact that we don't know how big Orion is doesn't matter to the story. We can just run with that, especially considering we are not dealing with an Earth-based human story.
exactly.
Sorry.
It's
This
like
is
it
just
doesn't
cool.
matter
This is just too
how
much.
big Orion is in comparison to humans. What matters is how big Orion is in comparison to Darkwing or the Quintessons. That's it.
Or
Yeah, like,
Devastator.
yeah. This guy is
Oh
just
my
so
God.
fucking lame. Such a fucking nerd. Throw him into like a fucking locker or something. Put him in the locker with the other guy, with Anthony Gramola.
Why?
Change his diapers and throw him into the garbage can.
Yeah,
Dress him up like a
fucking
leprechaun and
nerd. Like,
Like,
imagine being a nerd
Yeah.
to nerds. Like, nerds are having fun, and then you're like nerd to the cube, so you just turn fucking boring and lame. This is it.
yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
Rudy's thing in the chat. I'm not entirely sure how some Autobots and Decepticons got to transform into those vehicles, but the argument I would present is that one could say these vehicles are universal in advanced civilizations. Exactly.
Yeah,
Or
Yes.
exactly.
it's
Like,
literally just a biological thing. They quote unquote evolved that way for transportation because turning into vehicles allows them to maneuver large spaces between civilizations. So they don't have to like expend resources in order to create them if they already have the capacity to change into vehicles and access that ability naturally. If that makes sense.
now we are overthinking it because he's making us have to overthink. He's underthinking, so he's
Exactly.
underthinking, which at the same time is overthinking too. Let's play
Albeit
it.
albeit the speculative evolution of Transformers is a fascinating topic for another stream, but pain.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Transformers 1's chases, races, and all-out robot warfare, which it deploys at all the expected moments. The action may be flashy and fast-paced, but good luck keeping track of what's actually going on.
Is that not the point? Considering it's warfare, war is going to be naturally chaotic.
Isn't that the same type of criticism they said for like the Bayformers and Rise of the Beast?
Yes.
You know how you have no idea what's going on.
Actually,
I mean,
I've seen that criticism applied to a lot of Transformers properties.
yeah. I don't know if it's
Some
this
of them
part.
not
This
even
guy,
warranting it.
I mean, considering IGN is a company that has like multiple people working under them, like this guy, like I don't know if this guy in particular would say the same thing about the Bayformer films or Rise of the Beast, but maybe somebody else in their circle probably has. I don't know.
I feel like this guy will be a big cocksucker. Like, I mean, we know that he was busy sucking Lorenzo's dick on the cinema because he clearly didn't pay attention. But I think that he will also have gone for Michael Bay. Actually, probably he was sucking Lorenzo while Bay was behind him, if you know what I mean.
No, Michael Bay wasn't at the Transformers One premiere. He was like busy. He was like he had more important things to do than hang out with Lorenzo. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? He has standards. Yeah, no, but this guy, like, with that
Yeah.
criticism of, oh, how big are they? It's like, it really sounds like he will be a Bay fan. You know, like, let's get humans in this movie to make it good.
It's like, what does it matter? What does it matter to the point? It's like, God, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, like the most that you could.
Transformer silhouette.
It's so funny that right when C is trying to say something, that's when the play goes.
Yeah, I know. It's the second time that's happened. But I mean,
It's
the
the
most.
delay.
I mean, like the most that you could say. I just want to make this last point here about how, like, he says, like the action is hard to tell. And it's like, well, some people can follow it. Some people can't follow it. Some people can. The film. I mean, like, there's ways to like mechanically justify like why an action scene could be hard or not hard to follow. Essentially, if like depending on how it was, like how the filmmakers kind of like did the action. Like you have like, because for example, you have like your average Olivier Megaton action movie, which is like the Taken sequels, what have you, where there's like so much like quick cut editing during them, or heck, Paul Thomas Anderson's Monster Hunter or Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, where there's so much like quick cut action, and editing going on, to try to hide the fact that maybe some of the actors can't fight, without needing a stunt double. But or it's like done in a stylistic way where it's like all shaky and there's like quick cuts to the point where you can't tell what is happening. Like it almost like it looks like the filmmaker either isn't confident enough in whatever vision they're trying to do, so they want to hide the fact that they can't pull it off, or they pretty much enjoy it so much but they don't realize the drawbacks of having it, and they don't even understand how to even do shaky cam action even all that well. Whereas you have something like Transformers, it's like someone could easily someone could pretty much complain like for example, they could complain about the force battle in Revenge of the Fallen being hard to follow because of the fact that you got Optimus fighting like 3 Decepticons all at once that kind of have like a similar color coding. Even Optimus has some similar color elements going on with like grays and what have you. Even if Optimus stands out more because it's got red and blue.
But here I wouldn't even say it applies because everyone's different colors, first of all, and also like they're not as complex as the Bay.
Yeah, and there's like the only action scene where one could argue like like that there's like some sort of like some two similar designs is like when you have like the High Guard taking on the Sentinel's drones, where they kind of look they kind of like are very angular and have like sort of like flying wing base sort of designs. Like, but even then they don't focus on them all that much. Like as long as you're able to focus on like Orion fighting someone or D16 fighting someone, then like and you pretty much make it clear, which the film does. Like that's fine.
Yeah, like here, what happened is that the movie's trusting you to keep up, and they trust clearly the wrong guy with this reviewer because he couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, staging. Yeah, like in the frame, there needs to be a way for the eyes to take all the information necessary in in seconds at a time.
Like actually, this movie has a lot of shots that are like super creative too. So like I have no idea what this guy's talking about with saying that shit is confusing.
Right.
Continue.
Good luck keeping track of what's actually going on. While the most famous Transformers silhouettes are all stark and in keeping with what you'd imagine those characters to look like, the action is largely captured by the virtual camera in a way that turns everything into a blur of nondescript robot bodies crashing against alien landscapes and architecture. Having any means of comparison becomes critical in these moments as you're trying to understand things like where your heroes are, how fast they're going, and who's fighting who, what direction they're going. Basics that Transformers 1 doesn't always account. Times when the battles feel like it's two Transformers toys together, and I say that with the lived experience of having done the very same with my Beast Wars, Rat Trap, and Cheetor toys as a kid. But at least in that instance, I could keep track of what was going on, who was involved, what was at stake, and where my true role was in relation to the plastic carnage.
So he's the
you can't
problem,
always say the
basically.
same for me.
He's the problem. Like, it's not the movie. You know, the funny thing is that he's showing all of these images from the movie where this is not an issue. Like, I could keep up with everything he was showing on screen.
Yeah, the editors in IGN are doing his video review a disservice.
Yeah, because you know what? Like, I would be open to him saying, you know, like, there was a scene here or something, whatever. Just take from the trailers if it's there. Maybe when Arachnid invades the guard, you know, she goes so fast. But also, like, that's just how she fights. You know, like, everyone has their different styles. So, like, and that's also a good thing. So it's not even something that you should complain about too much.
Yeah.
If anything, it adds rewatchability.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just don't. 1 sec.
Hmm?
Was I beeping?
Yes.
Yeah, you just did.
Okay. All right, let's keep going. Oh wait.
From time to time.
I appreciate you having my back, no matter what.
Transformers 1's core duo of Orion Pax and D16 and the fallout of their broken friendship provide an occasional spark, but despite the efforts of its impressive voice cast and a standout performance from Brian Tyree Henry, the animated origin story rarely shows anything more than meets the eye. Its G1-inspired aesthetic is cool in small doses, but Transformers 1 regularly fumbles trying to follow its transforming robots through the action. Though the tragedy of Optimus Prime and Megatron's storied rivalry could have felt larger than life, Transformers 1 is mostly content with half-hearted puns and barely legible Cybertronian battles that could have used some major transforming before, say it with me, rolling out.
Look, that Starscream and your Shockwave and Soundwave? Enough. Guys, raise your hand if wave is in your name. There's a lot of wave.
Thanks for watching. For more movie reviews, check out what we thought of Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
That was
That was IGN's Transformers 1 video.
That was a.
yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of ass.
I'm gonna stop.
Has IGN.
Could you maybe remove it to the background while I change the?
Yeah, let me just let me pull it. Yeah,
Oh.
I'll just remove it.
It's Jeremy Johns' review.
Yeah, well, we're not covering that because his review was at least on point
his
for the
review.
most part.
His review is good. 1 sec.
Yeah.
Let me mute myself so I don't cause an.
Yeah. So, any thoughts? Any quick final thoughts on that video before we move on to the next?
Idiotic. Stupid.
Idi-
Rebunches. Moronic. Idiot.
Nerd. What a fucking nerd.
What a nerd gooning over Bonaventura.
Yeah, like,
Jackass.
honestly, like, I don't think that there's anything left to say. Such a
Yeah, I mean,
bad opinion.
yeah, I mean, I can see why that this video caused a stir when it came out. I can definitely
You
see
know,
it.
sometimes, I always say, like, I don't really want to get mad at anyone for liking or disliking a movie, but IGN, like, IG fucking N, dude, like, they just always do this shit.
Yeah,
Every time. And then they go to fucking Snow White and they say that it's great. So you just
Wait,
have to get
They
mad at
said
someone
that
at that
Snow
point.
White is great.
the
They
new
said-
Snow White, apparently.
The remake.
Are they stupid?
Yes.
The
Exactly.
people
See,
they hire are stupid.
so it's like it feels so inflammatory at one point to have this many bad opinions that it's almost like, okay, you're trolling me. So if you're a troll, I'm
How
going to
are you?
insult you
It's
because
like, how are you this incompetent?
Yeah, like
exactly.
the thing is, they hire people. They hire these guys who don't. These people who barely even have a grasp on how to, of like how to like talk about these things or how to even understand the craft in films and what have you. Like they could look like you could have a guy like this who, I don't know if this guy reviewed something like Multiverse of Madness or The Flash or the Snow White remake as like examples where it's like and they reviewed them like positively and have like all these like, let's say like, oh, these are really good quality pieces of film, worth checking out essentially, even if they're not like, yeah, there's some flaws and all, but they're still pretty good. 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, blah blah blah. But then they look at something like Transformers One and they give it a 5 out of 10. Even though it's like vastly superior over like the majority of films that pretty much even came out, that year of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, I don't like taking this kind of stuff personal and like insulting people, but like like if
Yeah,
you
I'm not.
know about IGN,
Yeah,
like
like I
they
get.
do this all the time, even
No,
for video games, not just movies.
yeah, I
This
mean,
isn't
I
even
get that.
news.
I get that. Like, I'm not personally offended by. I'm not gonna be personally offended by IGN. I'm not. I mean, I never. I mean, like, I don't lose sleep over a bad IGN review. Which, like, if I were to do that, then I would have just. Then I would just be like an insomniac, essentially. But like,
Yeah.
but this is this is just kind of like a really good showcase of like how off base IGN and their journalists can really be like on something when they could give like something that is objectively worse than Transformers One such a pass, so brazenly, but then they come down on something like Transformers One that was clearly made by people who not only were talented and had a lot of passion, but actually they pretty much knew what the hell they were doing and pretty much had a vision that was really cool and they executed it really well. And they just kind of say, yeah, 5, mediocre.
Yeah, and like these are also the people that said that Resident Evil 5 was racist.
What?
They said these are the same people
Oh yeah,
who think
so
Sonic
here's the
Unleashed
thing.
is a
They
bad
said
game.
when the game came out that it was like a 8 or 9 out of 10. Like they liked it, and now that we're on the woke era, like sadly, I mean, I don't want to sound like one of those guys, right? But we kind of are. They're saying, oh well, they cannot remake Resident Evil 5 because it's racist, because it's in Africa and there's black people that are infected and you have to kill them.
Okay, then
Uh,
I guess we can't make District 9, today because it's set in South Africa.
yeah, but by the way, if you had a Resident Evil game in any other country, and they wouldn't be saying that. Like if you had it in Japan, and everyone in it is Japanese, right? Actually, never mind that. I don't know that. But yeah, like it's just this clear, like American political standpoint of like that's how they work, and that would explain why they like the Disney stuff sometimes. And
Yeah.
they're the contrarian saying that it's good because who's buying them, right? Like, then, do you actually think that this guy just sucked Lorenzo's dick? No, he's sucking everyone's dick. He's a whore. He's a nerd whore.
I don't think he's ever gotten laid to even be a whore.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? The hypothetical kid that I mentioned before, he probably just kidnapped it. Never had it.
God, in Minecraft, he kidnapped a kid in Minecraft.
I
Anyway,
can
guys,
attest.
I think I'm going to be leaving.
Okay. All right. Yep. Sorry we put you through this, Antonio.
Nah, it's fine. You guys are the best anyway.
This is
Yeah.
why we join our live streams. Torture ourselves.
I mean, we occasionally talk about something like Jaws or what have you, just to be, or Transformers 1 or Nosferatu. We'll be like, hey, this is really good stuff here. And then sometimes we do something like this or the Platoon's GXK video or Baller's Romulus vid, where it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, hey, but before we go, if let's say hypothetically, if Transformers One gets a continuation, do you guys want it to be like an animated series or a comic book?
I don't know.
Preferably an animated movie or a video game.
Okay, but other than that, Minecraft World, I'll be sending my fan art to you when this video is over.
Will
Okay?
you be posting it to Instagram? Because I'd like to share it on my stories.
I'll probably send it to you on Discord server so that you can get a better picture of it. Because on Instagram,
I know,
it's gonna get.
but also send it to me on Instagram when you post it there, if you do post it, because I'd like to share it on my stories as well.
Okay. But other than that, thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
All right, take care, man.
See you on the next live stream.
See you, dude.
Yep.
Oh, Loud's
okay.
gone.
Loud just left and say, Loud just. We'll wait for him to come back, and then we'll load up the second video. Which this is now we got to now we're at the I'm not gonna say second half, pretty much as far as like the videos we're covering. Which is a video titled Transformers 1. I don't know if you can read the title for it, Minecraft.
Oh yeah, no, I have read it. My TF hot take: Transformers 1 is bad. All caps.
Okay, you roboted, dude. Yeah, you got a robot there a bit, but
Zeno, is that you? The Xenodrome? The other guy on Discord, because he also doesn't like Transformers 1. I'm just curious.
Yeah, he said he wasn't crazy. He said he wasn't crazy, but he said he was disappointed by the Batman. Like, that's like, okay.
Yeah, I'm questioning that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just kind of waiting for Loud to pop up here.
Yeah, I've just been scrolling through Instagram while we've been waiting, and I stumbled across the Japanese Transformers animated theme.
No.
God damn, that thing is catchy.
All right. But, are we talking about Zilla 2000 is asking if we're talking about Dragon Ball in the chat. No.
Read the title.
No, we're not talking. Well, apparently in the chat there's some Dragon Ball talk here. Oh, why can Goku go Super Saiyan? The manipulation of Kai allows him to push his power past its limits. Why do the Dragon Balls grant wishes, etc., etc.? Oh yeah, this is kind of like about. This is like during the discussion about like, why do Transformers like turn into? Why does Optus Orion Pax turn into something that looks like a truck? Like during that sort of discussion there. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I mean, the questions that it's just kind of like questions that just sort of like, do they really like affect the narrative all that much? It's just kind of like more like that's kind of the really, that's kind of like the main thing that we would kind of like sort of interrogate more than anything. But it's kind of like, like, do they affect the narrative? Like, does Optimus Prime turning into, while he's still on Cybertron, turn into something that looks like a truck that would kind of look not too far from being like a futuristic version of like a flat nose, essentially, that we have on Earth. Like, why would he turn into that? Does that affect the narrative all that much? Really?
Not really, no. Doesn't. Nor is it unbelievable. Honestly, I think a video on the speculative evolution of Transformers are just like explaining the speculative stuff or the biology of these things is interesting.
Yeah, it would be pretty fascinating. Okay, we got Lau back.
So somehow every time that you have a stream, my phone decides that it should like drain the battery, like it's the previous guy draining Lorenzo Bonaventura. I don't know how.
That's like the 30th like Lorenzo Di Ventura oral.
This is the
joke
bit
that we've
for
made
this
for
one
so far.
specifically. Last Transformers one, it was the nationalities bit. This one's Lorenzo.
Oh God.
Lorenzo's life is a bit.
Yeah.
The fact that a guy like that can be like a producer is a fucking joke and an insult to everything that's holy.
Yeah, like so insistent on saying like, no, guys, Transformers One is like a prequel to the Bayformers films. It's like, motherfucker, like you can't do this.
And he says it with a fucking
that.
smile every time. It's like, I'm so happy my IQ is like below temperature room.
It's like I'm glad that my brain was replaced by a raw chicken that was left at room temperature.
Yeah.
La 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 va. Chicken.
It's not even lava chicken. You can't even make that
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah, actually, you know what? It will be more like chewed gum.
Yeah.
Oh God.
By the way, what did Hoshi ask before he left?
Nothing. It was just like, it was if we wanted Transformers 1 to continue, how would we want it to be? I said either a film or a video game. Honestly, a video game would be fun. Just a new console Transformers game, please.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like also like Transformer games are so fucking fun. And it's like they don't make them often. Like why? They canceled the last one.
Cybertron games were so good. I've only played Fall, but God, that was so much fun.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Fall is basically like a huge movie, but like in the best way possible. With that ending fight, that last that's one of the best levels I've ever played.
That was the one with Triptychon, right? Because I remember
Triptychon is on the War for Cybertron one.
Okay,
and
no.
Fall of Cybertron
Okay,
is
so I
the
got
one
it
where you
wrong.
go
Yeah, no,
from
it was-
Jazz to
yeah, no,
the
it was
Airbots to Bruticus. Yeah, you change from characters like all the time in Fall of Cybertron. It's so good.
Yeah, like Fall of
Yeah, no,
Cybertron ends with like a big duel between Optimus and Megatron on the Ark.
Yeah, no,
while they're all getting
Yeah, no,
sucked
I
into
got
the
it wrong.
wormhole.
I got it wrong. It was War then. It was the one because I remember doing the Triptychon boss battle at the ending of whichever game it was. So War.
Yeah, that's the first one. That's the first
Yeah.
game. Fall the second.
Fall was I remember playing War. Holy hell, that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but War was also like super good too. Yeah, and then Devastation was really good for the people who liked it, but I feel like it was, it was different after Fall of Cybertron. It wasn't like so
I've been
unique.
meaning to play that, but for some reason, like it's really hard to find.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Like, first of all, they don't make them. Then they're hard to find. And then when they're going to make Transformers Reactivate, they cancel the fucking shit.
It's just like, God damn it! You had one job.
So wait a
Fucking
minute.
Lorenzo.
So wait a minute. Like the Gamer Edition, like Studio Series figures for Transformers Reactivate was for a game that never even got released.
Never is. It's
No.
never coming out.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah. Speaking of the gamer editions, I've been seeing. My local Walmart has been filled with like the Devastation Optimus Prime. Oh God, that looks so bad. That figure looks so bad.
it's like small. It's painted weird, and it's you know what?
Why
I actually
why
support
did you color the
that they
windows
make.
like that?
I think
Why
they're
are
trying to
you
make it look like the
color?
art style. I think they're trying to make it replicate the art style of the game, but it just does not
Yeah.
translate well.
It doesn't
It really
translate.
doesn't.
It really
looks
like, you
cheap.
compare that to like the the 86 Optimus that was released
86.
recently.
Oof.
That
86 looks like a masterpiece. Transformer,
86 no,
but small.
My older brother got the 86 Optimus. He said it is one of the best figures he's ever owned.
I believe him. Yeah, it's that good. Like legit, it's like the masterpiece, but on a
That thing
budget
was beautiful.
and without looking bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, how did you go from this to this?
Yeah, I also have. I do have the like. I mean, even though it is from like, yeah, even though it's from Age of Extinction, technically, I do have the Studio Series Leader Optimus from.
Oh, I need
you
to
know,
get that one.
Why did I get it? I don't know. It looked. I looked. I like it.
I mean, it's
You know,
Age of
kind of-
Extinction Optimus. It's far from the worst design of the character. So, yeah.
I mean, I like the. I like it. It's a neat figure. I mean, I'd say the vehicle mode looks better than the robot mode I do like that. It's almost like they almost specifically designed it to where like the back, you could just remove the backpack and it would just kind of look more screen accurate.
Yeah.
But
Also, all stream, I've been messing with my Studio Series TF1 Optimus because why not?
yeah, I have that too, as well as Megatron.
I need to get
Dude,
Megatron and Bumblebee.
you know which ones I want? The YOLO Park model kits that are basically like Bionicles. Because they're model kits in quotes, but you just build the legs a little bit and then you put them together.
Yeah,
I've seen videos about those online. Same with the Blockies ones. I need to pick up one of the Blockies. I've been curious how those go.
I need anything from Transformers because, like, since I changed countries, like, I had my masterpiece Prowl in Argentina. One day maybe I'll go get it back. But the thing is, here I only have my Godzilla stuff and horror things. Like, I have my Mezco 112s, but I want Transformers. The thing is, once you get into Transformers, you spend so much. Like Godzilla stuff is already expensive, but then if you want to get Optimus, whatever version, and then you want to get the G1, and then Megatron, and then Soundwave, Shockwave, like that's like 100.
It's like
that could easily get to a 500.
Transformers is one of those things where it's like you have so much variety that anything you get feels like you're missing someone. Like
exactly.
I only have 2 Dinobots. Well, two leader class Dinobots. I have 3 different versions of Grimlock. One of them is for the Volcanicus Combiner.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Then if you have one that you like, but his aesthetic is G1 and the other one is not, they look so different that it's wrong. And you need to keep them separate. And then the guy that's alone needs a friend, so now you need to get another one. It's cocaine.
I have the Toxitron collection version of Grimlock, and then I have the 86 movie version of Sludge. So,
what are you guys' thoughts on the Age of Extinction Grimlock getting an update to where he's like a Titan class now? Like he's gonna be gigantic.
I think that's really good.
This is the first time I've heard of that.
Good.
Yeah, he's gonna be like.
They revealed it like a couple of days ago, right?
Yeah, they revealed it a few days ago, so it's like I guess it's supposed to be like in scale with the new leader class Optimus from Age of Extinction. Like you could actually have it to where you could have Optimus ride Grimlock on his back, and have it actually look natural
in scale.
In scale, yeah.
I think that's great because honestly, that's one of the designs that I really liked. From actually, like I like all Bay designs, or at least most of them, except Mudflaps and Skates or whatever. Like I didn't like those, but everything else.
Even Mudflap was just, why would you do that? Like,
actually, like I think that it's a little bit more racist to think that they represent black people with how ugly they are, because it's like you see that one and it's like, they might as well just they're robots. Maybe they like black culture at most, but I don't feel like they represent black people.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, it's. Vic saying my hot take is the marketing was fine for Transformers 1.
No, that's
Here's the thing, Vic.
the-
Like Vic, if the marketing was like played a large role in why
Oh, it's
a lot of
Vic.
people didn't see it,
Vic.
then
Vic said it.
Vic
Okay, yeah,
said-
that makes sense. That makes sense. That it's Vic who likes it.
yeah. I
Uh,
mean, look, Vic. Here's the thing. I mean, you can like the marketing. Like if the marketing worked for you, then that's fine. But here's the thing. Like if the marketing was what turned people away from seeing it, then it's not. It's less than fine, actually. Like this. Like you got to you got to concede on this. Like the movie did not
like
make
you
money.
said Vic. You said Vic, and I immediately was like, never mind. Like I was actually going to start like thinking of ways in which you could have been fine, but then you said Vic, and no, Vic is really nice. I think he's like a movie golden retriever. You know, he loves
Yeah.
everything.
I know.
So
I mean,
I know that he
And
will
it's
give it
not-
a
and it's
chance
not hard to
despite
love
the
him. And
marketing.
It's not hard. It's like you can be baffled by him, but it's not hard to love him back. So
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Like, we
we're all cool in you, Vic. Here, yeah, but
yeah. Vic is the type of person that
You
will give it a
baffle us.
chance,
you
even
baffle
with
us,
bad marketing.
like, still. Anyways, we have been rambling for about 20 minutes. Shall we get going?
yeah. Let's get onto the. Let me pull up the second video. All right,
Oh, this
we're
is about
ready.
the same length as the previous one. Okay.
It's only slightly shorter, but yeah.
All right. Let's go.
Let's do it.
This episode of Bots Obsession is brought to you by you, the viewers. Well, hey there. Thanks for clicking. Now, before you go down in the comment section and tell me that I'm wrong and dumb and stupid and all that great stuff, I want to say that I actually don't think Transformers 1 is all that bad. In my opinion, Transformers 1 is a movie that doesn't add anything new or major to the Transformers franchise, and as a longtime Transformers fan, it's a little boring. And again, this is just my opinion about it. I'd like to kind of take these next few moments, minutes, whatever time you'd like to give me, to talk about why I think this about Transformers 1 and why it is my Transformers hot take. And of course, before we get started, go check out those support links in the description and click subscribe and like. Alrighty, let me kind of get out of the way the stuff that I actually really did like about Transformers 1. It's not that I think it's a bad movie. It's that I think it's very boring.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, just kind of like pause it there, break it up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to
so-
take his entire stock, but it's
okay.
like, okay.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
clarification of the title, fine. I get why the title is the way that it is, but also misleading. So
yeah. I'm not really crazy about having the title just be like. I mean, sure, it'd be weird. It'd be weird if you were. Maybe it wouldn't be as effective if you were to title it like Transformers 1 isn't that bad, but I thought it was boring. That's my hot take. You know, that had that be the title. Like, but yeah, I'm not really crazy about the whole tactic. I'm just like,
it's fine. I mean, you
Whatever.
gotta.
I
do
just
it.
find it as like normal YouTube, and it doesn't
I
even
think
bother me anymore.
honestly, I think a better title would have been my TF hot take. Transformers 1 is overrated, and overrated is in caps. Like then that would actually
Yeah.
then like that would
Yeah.
be a better word for that.
Okay.
But yeah, it
that
doesn't
would
add
be-
anything new. I mean, we'll get to that shortly.
Yeah, it doesn't add anything new.
Well,
I mean, to the
he'll-
story,
we'll
no,
talk about
but
that.
the
We'll talk
Yeah,
about
we'll,
that.
okay.
we'll get there. He'll get us to it.
Other Transformers stories that have been told. Obviously, you have Megatron, which I think, firstly, the voice acting and everything about
That's
Megatron
what
in
you
this movie
ranked every
is great.
Transformers
He
review. I'm
is
curious.
a understandable, not sympathetic, very notable difference. He is a understandable villain or antagonist. I really, really like this Megatron. You totally get all of his actions throughout the movie, and you understand that once he's made up his mind about Sentinel and he crosses that line, there is no coming back. And I really, really like it. In short, it does a lot of things I think a lot of people get wrong about Megatron really, really right, and I kind of love that. Should also probably go without saying, but I do also really love the animation and the lighting. Everything that really went into making this movie look good makes it look good. I'm not a big fan of the art style. I think it looks just a little weird. I get why it looks like that, and I don't hate it. It's not the worst Transformers I've ever looked. I mean, look at Beast Machines. I also really like the weight that this movie gives to the Primes and the Matrix in general. Finally seeing people kind of revel and bask in like the glory of the Primes is very, very nice. Good lord, it's hard to emote totally without wrists. I also, of course, want to throw out that this is a fantastic starting point for anyone who is getting into Transformers as a franchise. Before this
Damn
movie,
right.
we didn't have a great thing to point to and say, oh, you want to know what Transformers is about? Watch this. Transformers 1 is that. Now the hard part. Why this movie?
Just pausing for copyright reasons. Yeah, no, this is pretty much on point, and I agree. This is like kind of the perfect starting point now. I would call it the Transformers equivalent to -1, where it's like, okay, if you want to get into the franchise, here's this one thing that basically gives you everything you need to know.
It's funny they both have 1 in the name. So you have -1, then you have Terminator 0 that also came that year, and then you have Transformers 1. That's the trilogy, actually.
Yeah, that's the meme online.
It's a bit of a weird trilogy, but you can rationalize it. Transformers takes place on a future Earth that is dominated by robots.
Yeah, and the prequel is Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
By the way, I did want to answer someone doesn't add anything new. What about the origin of Megatron? That's not new. Just so you know, that's not new. That's been established for a long time.
It's just a new version of the origin.
Yeah, I mean, because even then, like, you know, the idea of Megatron starting out as a miner, you know, not that kind of mine. I'm talking about like the one that mines through, who does Minecraft, who yearns for the mines, essentially, or maybe not, but
we get it.
Like,
we get it.
No, yeah, like that's kind of like a concept that was sort of like
IDW.
Yeah, IDW. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the writing
then
stuff
being
is drawn from IDW, which honestly can't blame it. So,
and even Transformers 2007 said that they were like brothers once, which I mean, it's a Michael Bay movie, who cares, right? But the thing is, the idea has been there for a long time. The only thing that's new is the execution of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're a Transformers fan, there was nothing new in this movie, to be honest. Maybe the Squid Men, I forgot their name.
The Quintessons.
The Quintessons having like a deal with a Sentinel for the Energon, like that is new, but that's it. And it might not even be fully new. Maybe someone else already did it before.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring, especially compared to its contemporaries, namely Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. But it all
okay. This is gonna be fun.
I was waiting for this.
This will be a little criminal if we didn't talk about Skybound here as well. Quick plot synopsis: Transformers 1 is the quote-unquote untold story of Optimus and Megatron before they became Optimus and Megatron, as well as the budding factions of the Autobots and Decepticons and how that all came to be. With a traitorous political figure all in the mix wrapped up, it's all stuff we've seen before. Sentinel Prime being a two-faced liar, we've seen it in Dark of the Moon. Megatron being this violent miner who has to come up from, pull himself up by his bootstraps. We've seen it in IDW. And of course, Optimus Prime getting the Matrix and becoming Optimus Prime fully and truly. Now, there are a few things that, granted, are a little bit new. The whole thing about the T-Cogs, that is a bit new. The Icon 5000, that is also new. But that doesn't really add anything to the greater Transformers mythos. Whether or not Optimus Prime and Megatron have their T-Cogs has never been an issue before. And in this movie, it's just to create a classic structure that already exists in other pieces of Transformers media. And I guess the Icon 5000, you could say it's just the Velocitron race that we get every now and then. The main thing I'm getting at here is that to a veteran Transformer fan, someone who's been in the fandom since childhood and who's been getting into the Transformers deep lore like the last few years, this movie doesn't really offer anything new for me. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's still a fine movie, and everything looks good, and it does everything inoffensive that a Transformers movie should do, and it works. It doesn't feature anything explicitly for me that adds to my Transformers experience. Is it cool to see this story played out in big AAA fashion with all new designs and fresh take and a fresh look and beautiful lighting and wonderful voice acting and pretty good music and just wonderful fight scenes and creative ideas? Yeah, it's a good movie in that sense. If that's what you want out of a Transformers movie, this does that. But one of the major reasons that I like Transformers is we do not have a set canon. We do not have a set way that these characters need to act. Now, I generally like when new takes take old takes and kind of push the character a different way, not necessarily rewrite that character. Transformers 1 doesn't do any of that for me. It doesn't do the thing that I like Transformers, the franchise, for doing. It just sends these characters down the path I've seen them walk a dozen times.
Yeah, that's fair. Like actually, like everything he's saying. Yeah, and also I like that he's giving examples. Like I mean, I know we come from a trashy video, like that's like a low bar, but still, like he's explaining like almost every single thing where it comes from. Like, and I think that's nice because also like for someone that doesn't really know, for example, this guy that was asking that before, like, isn't it new that they're like friends or something? Well, now you know because this guy explained everything, like where you can go and find those
yeah,
ideas.
it's like and I can see why someone as a longtime Transformers fan would see it this way. Like, for me, I wasn't, nor am I as versed in Transformers as he would be, but it's still, I can still piece together where some of the stuff came from, and I can see why him being that longtime Transformers fan and got what he got out of it. Really, really this entire video is just personal taste. This entire video is just one guy explaining his personal taste.
Yeah, I was going to say that because there's some people that are actually going to like. How do I explain this? When I went to watch GBK the first time, I already knew what was going to happen. I knew that Kong will lose, then he will say Godzilla because it was like logical that they will do it that way. Actually, like this guy Rob from ETN literally like predicted the whole thing without leaks. He just like by common sense deduced what will happen in the fights, and because we had seen like Godzilla, so when I was there, I was just looking at my friend. Remember this Elvis guy that I told you about? That's like a 50s cartoon turned into a person. That guy. I just looked at him when I knew that stuff was going to happen, and when Mechagodzilla appeared and all of that, and that's why it was like special for me to go and watch that movie because like just watching his face when he saw Mechagodzilla for the first time, he didn't know anything about the movie. Like he's not in the fandom as like actively or anything. So for him everything was new. And I think that this movie being, like the one that you can show people so they get it, so they get Transformers, it's kind of like that too. Like you do it more for them than because it's new to you. And some people will get that extra value from the movie and some won't. So it's normal. Like this guy is like super fine. And actually, now that I think about it, I think I already watched this video before.
Oh, that's why didn't you tell us that at first?
No, because I forgot about it. But now that I'm listening, because it's he's going to be very nice about it. Like his opinion is super valid. So there's nothing that's like controversial.
We're halfway through the thing, and he already is being pretty nice about it. So it's like,
that's I mean,
and also like I mostly forgot because he doesn't have any controversial takes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, like the title. I mean, like obviously the titles have been misleading.
Yeah, the problem is really that the title was a little misleading, which.
Which people could just be like, so wait a minute, you titled your video Transformers 1 is bad, but then you go on to say that's a fine movie or that it's even good in certain in certain ways, but it's kind of strange. And I mean the whole, and I would even say like the whole thing about the comparison of Sentinel Prime, between the TF1 version and Dark of the Moon, and saying like, oh, it's just like, kind of like in Dark of the Moon. It's like only in the sense that Sentinel is the villain, really, and that it's kind of like a
sort of a
twist.
A twist villain. If anything, like I stated, this version is more in line with something like the animated Sentinel.
Yeah, it's an amalgamation. Or at least, like with Transformers 1, it's an amalgamation between animated and Dark of the Moon. Where animated, he's got like even then, like like it's not even like animated Sentinel, for what I understand, for what I recall, was like that subtle about how much of a dick he was. Like, with Transformers One, like he's putting up a persona. He was trying to put up a persona essentially to like an appearance, to be like this awesome, super cool, like like almost like a superhero essentially to the Cybertronian race. But
I think maybe what he's trying to say is that by osmosis and his latest iterations, you can kind of guess already when they use Sentinel that he's either going to be kind of a dick or a traitor because that's what he has become because of Transformers from Bay, which
yeah,
like that's also kind of fair, you know.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of
I don't know
fair.
if was yeah.
Yeah, it's just that way. In the case, it's just that like the difference. Obviously, the differences between Dark of the Moon Sentinel and TF1 Sentinel is kind of like sort of like a bit more. There's like a bit more of like a nuance to it in terms of like there's more nuance in terms of the differences. Where like because like with Dark of the Moon Sentinel, like he pretty much has gone rogue because it made a deal with Megatron, not because like he wants power more than anything, but rather he kind of sees it as a way for the sake of like trying for the survival of the Cybertronian race. Like
Yeah, he doesn't see a way out. Yeah, in this version instead.
He believes what he's doing is for the greater good of his people, essentially. But obviously, the methods and the methodology, the way he's going about things, is like all kinds of wrong, essentially. Whereas TF1 Sentinel, he pretty much is aware that he's pretty much a lying snake, essentially, because his iconic phrase in this film is "the truth is what I make it." Like he doesn't even try to put up the facade that he believes he's right, essentially. Like he just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Let's continue.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say here is I'm kind of tired of seeing Batman's parents stuff. I'm seeing Spider-Man hold Uncle Ben's hand. I'm tired of seeing Megatron rise up. I'm tired of seeing Optimus Prime fall. And I said I was going to compare it to contemporary, so let's talk about that Rise of the Beast does too, and why I kind of appreciate it a little bit more. And before anyone comments, I watched Transformers 1 literally before I recorded this video, so I could see it again and be fresh with it when I recorded this. Transformers Rise of the Beast, Tale of the Autobots as they're stuck on Earth in the year 1997. They're trying to get back to Cybertron using an artifact known as the Transwarp Key and have to rescue it before the Terrorcons and Unicron get it. Using the help of both Noah, another human whose name I don't think they say much in the movie, and the Maximals, they must do this to save their new home. I hope I've summarized that summer blockbuster up. Basically, Unicron's going to eat Earth. There's a MacGuffin. The Autobots and Maximals got to team up before Scourge. Is this the most deep lore plot that ever existed? No, not at all. This is basically every Marvel movie's plot ever. It's also like the plot of every Transformers movie. What makes this movie special compared to the other Transformers stuff is the characters and how they interact with each other. Optimus Prime is a battered general. He just wants to get home. He's willing to sacrifice certain things, but he's not willing to sacrifice the planet. He's willing to go to extremes, but not total extremes, which I really love. See how he gets them. Mirage is a completely new take on the character, and one I really like. It also makes Bumblebee take a back seat. That's a breath of fresh air, especially for this franchise, where the only other piece that did this was, say it with me now. So yeah, I really like that they did that. Also, for the first time in live action, to my knowledge, these bad guys actually felt like bad guys. Like, Scourge had a personality. Battle Trap had a personality. Even Nightbird had a little bit of fun.
I mean, Battle Trap had more of a personality in the sense that you could differentiate them with how they fought each other. Their way of fighting was like individual to each one. But he didn't have that much of a personality. Like, it was very basic. I feel like he's over exaggerating how good it was in that point.
That's something here, because especially You
sorry.
could see personality in pretty much every character in TF1. I think that's like we've already talked about that with IGN. It's like every single character has some level of core personality to them, and it's displayed, one, in their alt modes, and two, in just the lower sequence when they're just conversing. Conversing.
Yeah, a couple things I want to sort of bring up, because I mean, yeah, I kind of noticed we didn't really pause too much, but there was like he kind of mentioned like the whole thing of like how like we've seen like Spider-Man like hold Uncle Ben in his arms as he dies many times, or Bruce Wayne seeing his parents get shot in front of him in many iterations. How many like really iterations of Transformers have we really seen the backstory between Optimus and Megatron? Pretty much.
How many have we even gotten that?
This is the first one in movies. In comics, we have a couple, maybe two or three. I was also going to say that I feel like the Spider-Man comparison or Batman is a bit exaggerated too, because those have gotten rebooted so many times.
Yeah,
Transformers in comparison really hasn't.
Yeah, when Transformers, like Optimus and Megatron, they're the reasonings for them to go after each other and at each other's throats are pretty much not really are even pretty different than what we see in Transformers 1 in certain iterations. Like there's pretty much like some iterations where, from what I understand, like Transformers Animated, like Optimus and Megatron
know each other.
They don't even know each other pretty much. When they first meet, like they didn't even the pilot episode of Transformers Animated is the first time that they meet, essentially.
And Megatron is already the Megatron we know from G1, basically.
It's pretty much so. Yeah, the backstory, it's obviously not the same really. I mean, like they're like, sure, like them used to being like friends or brothers, essentially, brothers in a sense, that may have been a more common sort of backstory, but it's not like it's not, but obviously it isn't like Batman, like anywhere near as common as having Batman's origin being that he saw his parents gunned down in front of him when he was a kid, and that inspired him to become a crime-fighting vigilante. Or Spider-Man, kind of same thing, except he witnessed his Uncle Ben dying, and taking on the model of great power comes great responsibility. It's like those sort of like with the Batman and Spider-Man origins, like those sort of things, like the mantras that they deal with, like with great power comes great responsibility. That's kind of like an intrinsic thing with Spider-Man, because like without it, like he wouldn't really be Spider-Man per se. Whereas with Transformers, like Megatron and Optimus wouldn't necessarily need to be like friends turn enemies in order for the general premise of Transformers, the premise of the war between the Autobots and Decepticons, to have any sort of like have like the gravitas that it could have within a story.
Yeah, like I think what he's saying is that he would rather have the Fantastic Four from this year rather than the 2007 one that had the origin story. The thing is, as you said, like we just haven't gotten movies from this at all, so that is his personal opinion. But I would also at that point want to tell him, like, you have to chill out, because most people haven't seen it.
It's
and the
also
whole
like,
thing.
again, this is a proper introduction to Transformers for the modern audience. It's giving the modern audience an explanation as to what these things are.
But that's where I was going. I don't even think that this is for the modern audience necessarily, like exclusively. Like the thing is, I know a lot of fans that are also probably like really well verse, I guess you could say, in Transformers stuff and lore and all of that, that probably were dying to have a movie like this anyway. Even if they know the story, like, or how it goes, like they still wanted to watch it. So that's what I was trying to say. That it almost feels like a little bit egotistical to say that you should skip that origin when there's so many fans that actually want to finally have like a good official version of it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Another thing I want to sort of like get into is him like kind of bringing in the comparison to Rise of the Beast essentially. Like as far as like how like the Transformers like have personality, have more he's saying like that they're like have like as much personality or more than what we see in TF1. Like, has he mentioned that Scourge has more personality as a villain than Sentinel yet? Because
No, he didn't say that.
Well,
continue.
Personality. I don't know if he's going to get to the others.
Right.
Let's continue.
Autobots felt fleshed out. You had Pablo, who was this nice naturist kind of guy. Mirage was this cocky dude. Optimus was tired of all the other Autobots BS. Bumblebee was Bumblebee. And RC was the techie girl. I liked it. It was really cool to see like all these characters really like shine personality wise versus, I mean, maybe not so much Maximus. It was really nice to see like that change of pace compared to the other Transformers movies where a lot of characters felt second rate and not unique at all. And yes, Transformers 1's cast is small enough that all the characters do feel pretty well defined. Elite is a stick in the mud. Optimus is optimistic. Megatron is pessimistic. And Bumblebee is fucking there, I guess. I really don't like him. I swear to God, I'm here. I'm gonna throw every Transformers 1 Bumblebee off of the
Valid.
What was that?
I feel like the audio is a little bit robotic.
Fresher than he had been. He took Mirage, kind of a B-tier character up to this point. I don't think he's been in anything.
Second, back up a little.
Scourges, multiple versions of Scourge and mashed them together, and it took an Optimus Prime that, you know, we were kind of tired of seeing, and made him feel fresh, or at least fresher than he had been. He took Mirage, kind of a B-tier character up to this point. I don't think he's been in anything since G1, and made him more wild to see.
Well, it is roboting a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been doing that. For some reason, it's doing that at this point.
I guess it's because of Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft has infected the robots.
Oh, no.
The robots.
I guess. I really don't like it. I swear to fucking God, if I have to hear one more fucking time, I'm gonna throw every one Bumblebee off of the orchards.
Valid.
Rise of the Beast just really offered something new, or at least new takes on characters who I'd seen before. Scourges, multiple versions of Scourge and mashed them together, and it took an Optimus Prime that, you know, we were kind of tired of seeing, and made him feel fresh, or at least fresher than he had been. It took Mirage, kind of a easier character up to this point. I don't think he's been in anything since G1, and made him worthwhile to see. Whereas, yes, while Transformers 1's cast has personality, it's personalities I've seen all of these characters have. So once again, this is
Is it freezing on anyone else's ends, or is it just mine right now?
Mine just like stops showing up and just has the loading.
Yeah, we missed like a whole chunk. Good lord. All right.
and made it worthwhile to see. Whereas, yes, while Transformers 1's cast has personality, it's personalities I've seen all of these characters have. So once again, this is just my opinion on Transformers 1 versus its contemporary and other Transformers. I find
Did it?
at least for me as a Transformer.
Did it freeze earlier?
Now I can hear it fine.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So, what's it? All right, just kind of like relay the information that we got that pretty much have that's kind of played at this point, just so we're caught up to speed. In case we missed anything.
He felt like basically he preferred Rise of the Beasts because the changes to the characters were distinct, in comparison to what TF1 did.
I don't know. Like compared to TF1, I don't really fully agree with that. If I'm being honest, because like maybe it's because like I haven't seen as much Transformers stuff as a lot as he has, perhaps. But like D16 and Megatron, like he's like very distinct as far as like other compared to other iterations of Megatron.
Yeah.
So I mean that's kind of like that would just kind of be like one of my counters there. I swear I heard to recall this video like he said that Scourge had more personality than Sentinel as far as being a villain.
Yeah. That's
Which which I'm sorry, which I would kind of have to wholeheartedly disagree on that. Yeah, honestly, like I would have to wholeheartedly disagree that Scourge was a better villain than Sentinel, or has more personality even. Like Sentinel just kind of like Sentinel really did just like we kind of like went over like he puts up like he pretty much wants power, pretty much he wants to maintain the status quo at all costs, and he puts up a facade essentially to appear powerful and strong and noble, pretty much, but in charismatic. But and he even like tried to even just like undermines like when he's like has Alpha Trion like like essentially to the sword, pretty much. He's kind of like undercutting him pretty much. It's like, oh, there you go with the speeches again. And he's even like kind of has like a bit of a he almost kind of comes up as like sort of like a toady for mob boss to the Quintessons, when he's like when he didn't bring enough Energon to them. He's like, look, okay, well, look, no, please, don't kill me. Don't kill me. I'll bring you more. I'll bring you more. I swear. I swear to God, I'll bring you more. Whereas with Scourge, it's like, like it's kind of, he's just kind of a evil guy who kills people, who kind of kills robots, other robots, and takes their emblems as like trophies essentially. And he's kind of a lackey to Unicron.
He's
not
literally the Silver Surfer without any of the complexity.
exactly. Yeah, like he did. Like there's just no one. Like, yeah, Scourge is just not even remotely complex as Sentinel in this film in TF1. Like just not even close. Yeah. But yeah. What else? What else is there? As far as like points so far.
all right. Is that? Can you guys hear me well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, we're right here. We can hear you.
Okay.
Yep. Went out. Still connection problems. They went. Hello. Minecraft, you there?
Maybe he can hear us. If you can hear us, say it on the chat.
Yeah. Yeah. What's okay? There's a. All right. Hold on. Let me. Up he.
He got hacked.
I'll just cut that out. Okay. All right.
Hey yo, what up?
Oh, not much. I accidentally turned my webcam, my cam on, so I'll have to like edit that out.
Oh, so we can see your beautiful face.
Just yeah. Good luck.
Wait, you're not a Godzilla?
No.
Fraud. I'm out.
Oh, and Loud just Loud just disappeared again. Oh, the humanity! What is it going on with the stream? Yeah, Minecraft's like internet has just kind of been going wacko. Up, he's reloading StreamYard and Loud just.
Oh. What a weird stream we're having right now.
Yeah, I know. This is like what is happening today? It's just I don't understand. All right, I'm getting Minecraft
Why does
back.
the internet not like us talking about giant robots?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Because it's on side of IGN, amigo.
Well, we got done with talking with IGN like an hour ago, so
You're back with vengeance.
yeah.
Right.
By the way, I accidentally did a face reveal, so I gotta cut that
I saw your silhouette.
Oh, thank God you didn't see. Oh, you didn't see my face.
I only saw your silhouette and hairline. Okay. I have it in the back. The stream is pulled back up.
Okay. All right.
We have a minute left. Literally a minute and 6 seconds left. Come on.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Transformers 1 doesn't offer anything new or interesting to the Transformers mythos, and as a fan of a greater things like Transformers Red Beast, but there's a lot of new mythos in that, and they twist the characters that I've seen before, making it at least a little bit more interesting. Me personally,
Test. Is it working? Oh, come on. Is it working for you guys?
It's barely. I could barely. I can barely hear the video. If I'm being honest.
Okay.
Oh man. Oh man.
doesn't offer anything new for the characters in the movie, whereas Rise of the Beast at least tilts those characters in a different direction, as well as another contemporary that being Skybound, where it shows
And Vic said I can hop on and share screen if you need.
I'll see you guys in the next one. This has been Thoughts Obsession.
Oh, the video's over. Okay.
Yeah.
So what he said was, I feel like Rise of the Beast adds to the mythos, while Transformers 1 just shows what's already there.
I prefer.
But the thing is, yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, Minecraft, you are robotic so hard. It's
okay, fuck it. I'm switching to my phone.
Go ahead. We're pretty much done with the video, so all right, we'll let him get back on. All right, go ahead, Lau.
Beep, beep, beep. Sorry, I'm painting the house while I'm talking. What I want to say is that he said that he feels like Rise of the Beast adds to the mythos, but at that point, I will say that it doesn't really because that's over. Like it failed. So if adding to the mythos is resetting them and they're not continuing upon them, yeah, it's adding bad. Uh, what is it adding? Not much to me. At least Rise of the Beast is not really adding anything valuable.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's
so
kind of
yeah,
what I was. Yeah, that's kind of what I would say. That's what I would say. Like, I don't really like. Even if Transformers One would, we could argue like whether or not it pretty much did add much new to the mythos, which I'm not even sure if it's even necessarily true. Rise of the, I would disagree that I would also pretty much say that Rise of the Beast doesn't really add to the mythos all that much either. Like, all right, we got Minecraft coming back on. All right.
Test. Can you hear me?
now it sounds
Yep.
really good.
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
We can hear you well and clear.
Why does the internet not like us talking about giant robots?
I don't know because the internet is a robot, maybe.
Yeah, literally.
A robot in disguise, you can say.
Ooh,
It's like
hey.
the thing is, we're defending a movie about giant robots. Like you'd think it would be on our side. Like the internet would be like impeccable at this point.
Exactly.
It's
I don't
a
get it.
conspiracy in the end.
Okay.
But the thing is, yeah, like if you're going to add to the mythos and then you're going to fail, right? And it's like, what did you add? Like another MacGuffin? Really?
Not to
That's
mention,
it?
all of this build-up results into a cancel crossover with G.I. Joe.
Exactly. Yeah, it was
I don't even know
cancelled.
if it's canceled at this point.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
know
know
what?
what's
We don't know.
I would hope. Here's the thing, like Michael Bay is coming back supposedly. It's apparently officially in development. Or the new film from him. I sure hope to God it's not. I honestly would rather see whatever he's got going on. Like that would just be totally new than, like, like the GI Joe crossover tease was like the thing that made me go, why did you do that?
That was just dumb.
Yeah,
It's there to set up a Hasbro Cinematic Universe, my guys.
I get it, but it's still lame. Also, hi Vic.
That doesn't.
Hey,
It doesn't
guys.
stop it from being dumb. Hi, Vic.
What'd you call me?
No, we didn't call you.
I wasn't talking about you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we just got done with the talking about some video vids.
So you guys want to watch Pointless Hub's video on TF1?
No. We would just be like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, we're not. Let's not fight the internet again.
No, let's not. Yeah, I think that's But yeah, we covered two videos. One of them was the IGN video, and the other was the one vid by Bots Obsession on TF1.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Bots Obsession just made me more impressed at how bad IGN's was.
Yeah.
It's like,
Why was it so bad?
Well, I mean, even then, like like Bots Obsession, like the title of the video was pretty misleading because he didn't outright say that the movie was. He never really said that the movie was outright bad. Like, I definitely think he could have been. He could have been said like,
boring.
yeah, that's which
only that he found it to be boring, and because it didn't really change much, and that's like. I disagree with your worldview, but I understand how you got to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did preface that like a lot of it was his take, his own personal take.
Yeah, his
on it,
opinion,
which I guess is fine.
And apparently he did a ranking of every Transformers reviewer. I am very curious to see where a certain someone places on that.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean the most fundamental disagreement I would have with him on that we pretty much would have with him on is like how Rise of the Beast what Rise of the Beast added that TF1 didn't, whereas we would.
I mean, I kind of made the point of like how D16, how Megatron's origin was as just D16 was at least like, you know, I don't know if that's been done. Like, I mean, not him so much being a minor, but in terms of like the character, like how he was started out as actually being like a really good guy, you know, who was just kind of beaten down by, who essentially just kind of had like his Joker moment, you know, where he had a really one bad day essentially. Like that.
And doing so, he became an even worse tyrant than someone like Sentinel.
Or at least like as TF1 kind of like left off, just the potential of that. So, whereas like with Rise of the Beast, it's just like I'm not like, I mean, I kind of want to have to like give the movie like a rewatch at some point, like Rise of the Beast. I kind of want to give it a rewatch so I can have it like be more fresh in terms of like perspective on it, you know, in terms of like where it sits ultimately, you know, which that could be a stream in and of itself, you know, down the line. But, I definitely would say like there were some things he said, like how TF1 compares to Rise of the Beast that just made me go, it's like, is it though? Is Rise of the Beast that much better though? I don't, or do like, yeah, I mean, and I guess like one example would be like how like apparently like he kind of like considered Scourge to have more personality than Sentinel Prime, which I don't know how. I don't really. Like, I mean, I get it's your opinion, but I don't really understand the rationale behind that.
Sentinel definitely has more layers to him and how he expresses his personality. Scourge is kind of like surface
He's
level
a
with
killing
it,
machine
'cause he-
and a work herald for Unicron.
Yeah, he's like an acolyte in that way.
Yeah.
Unicron.
Yeah, where Sentinel Prime is pretty much a treacherous dickhead who saw an opportunity to get power, but he essentially had to sell out to like essentially the devil, you know, that being the quintessence, in order to get it.
The actual devil of the Unicron, but I get what you're saying.
But yeah, I mean, I don't have much. I mean, I don't really have too much issues with Bots Obsessions vid. It's just kind of, there are some things here and there though that I would have been like, I don't know, probably could have tightened this thing up a little bit, but it's fine. Compared to the IGN video, it would just be it looks like a masterpiece.
Oh God, yeah.
But yeah, I don't really think I can't really think of anything else.
Do you want to fight me on my marketing take?
No.
No. No, all we just have, I mean, not really.
Honestly, it was pretty fine. I never really saw the problem with it.
Hey, before I go, is it okay if I ask you Sea Monster something?
Go ahead.
Look, Sea Monster, I know this might be a very, very, very dumb thing of me to ask you, considering you probably will never do this, but if we do, is it okay if we can like do a live stream on Godzilla versus Hulk Death Battle, if you want to, that is?
I don't, not really, if I'm being honest. I mean,
it's not exactly something that would be befitting of this, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of just more like just looking, like because I don't really want, like, I'm not even sure what I would really, what we could input into, like, into like responding to the video, other than, like, really, to be honest, because it's kind of more of like power scaling stuff, which I don't really do per se.
Isn't Minecraft a power scaler?
Yes, but one, I would rather spare the streams for things that I am like most interested in.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
example,
And you
I'm
don't
thinking.
like Godzilla.
Yeah, and if I don't really like, I mean, and the thing is, like, I want to be able to like have something to say in a video if I were to do a stream where we respond to it, because otherwise we would just be playing the
Like-
video, and I don't want to, and I just don't want to do that.
It will be reacting at that point.
Yeah, for me, which is like, I don't want to be. I don't think any of us want to become one of the death battle reactors, especially me personally, because I respect them enough to not want that.
Exactly.
I would rather, yeah. Like personally, for my streams, I'd rather talk about something that is a little bit more worthwhile, or if I have to react to something, it's gonna be in a similar vein to what Sea Monster or Zimzilla do, where it's like, because I've been eyeing a specific video on Gamera the Brave that I'd like to react to and break down.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
You take that, man.
Have a good one.
Okay, right.
Take care, dude.
And
oh yeah,
yeah.
Post the Neos artwork when you get the chance, please.
Okay, and also Vic, I didn't say this, but I did draw Posho in my art cell.
Oh, that's cool. Would love to see it.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Awesome.
Yeah. All right, and I think we'll just kind of start winding this thing down. Thank you guys for coming on, and joining me in this little ride.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, it did kind of peter out. It did kind of peter out, at some point, but but at least.
Yeah, I sincerely apologize. I'm gonna figure out how this happens. Hopefully, once I get back to California, my internet should be significantly better. So.
California. Yeah.
California.
I was just trying to do the Schwarzenegger accent. He was the governor of California, right?
Yes.
He was.
Dude, that's so funny.
The governor. Oh God. But anyone here want to do some plugs or shilling or recommendations? You can go right ahead. Do it now.
I just want to say have a nice weekend. I have to go now. Yeah, bye.
All right.
Nice to say bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I have been doing live streams on my YouTube channel. I did a War of the Worlds discussion on Tuesday, but barely anyone showed up for it. Rose was there, Hoshi was there, but that was kind of it. And then I'm considering what I want to do for my next stream. I don't want to have that Gamera the Brave dissection, like that breakdown of that video in a bit. Not yet, but some more like discussion streams in the future. I'm thinking either Planet of Dinosaurs or Godzilla 2000. One of those. And yeah, just something a bit more accessible to everyone else in comparison to War of the Worlds. But yeah, and then I've also started work on my Planet of Dinosaurs remake, which I have been getting. I've been asking for like critiques for my Carnotaurus design, and I'm probably going to finalize that today. So yeah. You can see that on my Instagram later. Yeah, go watch Transformers 1. Take care. Peace.
Awesome.
Peace. You can find me on the Kaijunaut channel here on YouTube. We hit 400 subscribers not too long ago. Working on more drawcasts and then hopefully scheduling a second episode of the Cryptic Happenings podcast. You can find me on socials, Vic Monstrosities or Vic Monstrous on Twitter. You can find my art and stuff there. I do have commissions open as well, so if you want to support me through my coffee page, you can do that there. As for recommendations, let's see, what would be a good recommendation? If you have the time, maybe go check out Weapons. I'm hoping to see that one soon. So, yeah.
Oh, I have heard very little about that movie. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
From what I understand,
also-
it's
Mhm.
it's pretty much like a new mystery horror film from the director of
Yeah,
movie called
I
Ganderin.
I watched
thought it was-
Voice Critical's video on it yesterday.
The funny thing is,
Um,
I think I mentioned it at some point during like the Platoon stream in terms of like us talking about like Stephen King film adaptations coming out this year. I thought that Weapons was a Stephen King adaptation. Turns out it's not.
Mm.
So I was a silly goosey.
Yeah.
But
I also recommend watching the TF1 sequel, Transformers 2007. It's pretty good.
Not really a sequel, but sure. But yeah, I'm not against that recommendation. Really, just not as a sequel to TF1. But all right, and this has been your host, the Sea Monster, where I host live streams like this on other stuff. Hopefully, next live stream will be less. Would have less technical problems down the line, but we will. But we'll do our best still. Not sure when the next one will be. I'll keep all sign posted at this point. I have my Nosferatu video that's coming up. It will be out by October. I mentioned it at the start of the stream, but figured I'd just bring it up again. So stay tuned for that for sure. You can subscribe to my channel to follow me for all that. Follow me on Twitter, CMonster, KCI. And as far as recommendations, obviously I'd recommend Transformers 1 because it's such a great movie. It's really worth watching, pretty much. And fuck IGN. That's not a movie. That's just a recommendation. But anyways, take care, folks. Goodbye.